Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. It's Monday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Daylight savings time. Hopefully it stays that way for some time. This week we are looking at a few different things. Well, the court upholds the economic realities test. Yes. Wasn't that great? Steven says enhanced detention. What does that mean? They made a big announcement about it and didn't say what it was. Road check's coming up. It's Matt's time. Will you be there? We have a job change survey and the results of that. Are you going to change jobs this year? You'd be surprised who's going to do that. All right. So what's going on out there? Let's see what's happening in the world today. If we can get some clicky things going here. All right. There we go. And there's that. So hello and welcome. IDI Ford V8 was first with George H.W. Bush close behind. Wilbon 1879 is here. Hello. World Class 305. All right. 30-minute warning. Yeah, I don't even get that. Nice. Kelly's here. Good morning from Bakersfield. Hello. Bakersfield. All right. Al Johns is here. What's going on? Joan Harper. Hello. It's beautiful out. I know. It's going to be 70 degrees and sunny today and then rainy the rest of the week. Possible flurries later this week. Yikes. Dwight. Hello. What's happening? Columbia, George. Surgeon General has determined that leaving your truck parked at the fuel line when you take a break can cause spontaneous combustion. Yes, I wish it did that every time. Flat Highway greetings from the Greenbush Street Shell. All right, Shell over there. You're by the BMV then. That's basically spitting distance from the BMV. Nice. And what used to be teleservices and stuff over there. Yeah. Trucker, she's in New Jersey making a pickup. Yuck. Today's show is sponsored by, if I could find it, right there, Hawk Aftershave. Oh yeah, for the man who reaches higher, it's Hawk by Menon. All right, for the man who reaches higher, smell those bird smells. I like my wieners rolled, cold beer, and a pair of jeans that fit just right. Oh yeah, skinny jeans all the way, right. So not for me though. Those are not kosher today. Brian, hey, 85 and sunny, sitting by your pool in Florida. Nice. Sitting by the pool. Hopefully you have an umbrella. I can't sit outside very long. No chicken or turkey, 100% beef at the manhole. Always beefy. Good morning, Daniel from Minnesota. Hello. It's springtime acceleration. Yeah, we're done, although there will be flurries later in the week, surprisingly. Gompers. Yeah, I noticed that it was the same one from last week, too. I did notice that. From Cleveland. I'm hanging with the Coopers. I don't know. Can't believe carriers that are taking loads for cheap. Who's taking a load for cheap? Joe, I know somebody who's on load boards, and I was asking about loads. We're looking at $3-4 a mile generally as to be some of the cheapest loads, sometimes in the twos. So who's taking them for less than that? 12:32. Yeah, well, it depends. It goes out at 12:30. Sometimes it takes a while. The internet is a big place. Wimpy McPope, man with a million excuses. It's a great day to hang out in the gazebo. Oh, if you have a gazebo. Pat, almost hail guru. I don't know about that at the manhole. There's probably a guru there up at the top of that mountain. I'll not be at Mance, but in spirit. Well, we'll be there for you. So, and I want to tell everybody on Friday, maybe around 2 p.m., we can go to the pavilions, at the food court in the pavilions. There's a map. Go to Mid-America Truck Show. There's a map online. You can look at all the different sections. Pavilions has a food court. And I'll meet there because next to the pavilions, whatever that West Wing or whatever next to it is where all the companies are. So I want to go bother them on Friday and ask them questions. So that's the recruiting wing right next to the pavilion. So I'll be at the pavilion 2 p.m. in the food court. We can all say hello there. And then Saturday I'll be at the East Wing in the Pro Talk stage, and after my talk, we can all say hello there. How about that? Hello and happy Monday, everybody. Fleet Nav Systems is here. Hello. What's going on? How's Gracie, Scott? She's doing good. She's out looking at the birds, though, I think, right now. I heard some birds. I had to chase a squirrel away from the bird feeder. Oh, he was a big fatty, too. He's eating all my bird seed. Because the price of wieners gone up at the manhole. They try to hold the price on wieners down there, that's for sure. They try to hold all the wieners. Wimpy McPope, man. Weather girls are overrated. The weather girls. It's always raining men here. George Costanza in Nashville, upstate New York. Well, got empty today, loading in Rome. Headed to Long Beach. Wow. Deliver Friday, 2650 miles. Wow. Long Beach. Never took a flat out there. Never anything flat. That's a great run. So you delivered today? Yeah, so the whole week. That's your week is done. That's the way to do it. High karate's the best. Yeah, you can get that sometimes on the wall for 50 cents. Arizona does not follow daylight savings. Right, Arizona and Hawaii. But right now, what the Senate voted on that we're not going to do change our clocks anymore. It's stupid. It's completely stupidity. The Manhole is hawking the cologne dispenser. Nice. One of the last places you can get it. Yeah, for the man who reaches higher. I was forced to eat roller wieners the other night at Love's Arby's. Was close. Why do they close? I thought that truck stops mandated these fast food places stay open 24 hours a day. At the truck stop. I thought that was part of being in the truck stop. You know, that at least one of the restaurants has to be open all night. Of course, they're probably cheaper. I mean, Arby's, you almost have to fill a loan application out there. Daylight savings is permanent now. Yeah, it should be. I wear fat jeans even when I wear skinny jeans because I got my wallet in it. Oh, well, nice. Sure, once you get up to management, you got all that money. There's sausage at the Manhole, too. Yeah, it depends if you want to go the kosher route or the non-kosher. Do it, Mark. Wear skinny jeans at your talk. Wow, that would be impressive, wouldn't it? Use a hanger to zip them up. Wish I could be done at Matt's. Me and my dad were there in 93, George Wilson. Yeah, I mean, it's great. Everybody should go at least one time. I hope you'll make another one. They should be up every year now, finally. Who would even take a load for $3.30? I will tell you, Brian, there's JCT's advertising $1.05 to their owner-operators. But I'm seeing, when he pulls the load board up, we see, starting in around the threes as something that a load can be out there for. So people that are running 90-cent dollar a mile, there's really no point to that. You can just throw a dart at the load board. It seems like I can get $3. No, it's because you're fat. I thought because it's like ZZ Top because you don't worry because your wallet's fat. AKA FU, you're late. Well, welcome anyways. $4.50 to $5 unless you're driving 62 like Prime. Ha! Then you can do the lower ones because you get 8 miles a gallon. Go skinny or go naked? Well, we don't want to get the hook too early. Those recruiters are going to see you coming and hide, Kelly. I don't know. The recruiters, it's never somebody in trucking, so they don't ever seem to follow anything on social media, amazingly. Brian, are you pulling those huge coils out of Rome? Oh, I didn't know coils come out of 2,600 miles is a really long beach. That'd be pretty great. That's a great run for anybody, much less on a non-van. Is it considered on duty when you make your bunk? Anyway, no, you'd be in sleeper, right? Unless you're doing it for TMC where you're required to clean the truck, then I actually think that's on duty because they require it. Nothing on the load board catches my fancy. Oh, time to park it. Only do what you like. I can answer Geotab and ELD questions through 1 p.m. Eastern. Please put at Fleet Nav if you to make sure you see your questions. All right, let's see. Let me get this going here. Oh, there it is, right. There's Fleet Nav Systems right there. They're Geotab experts. My Geotab doesn't get good connection anymore. I don't know if it's because 3G went out or who knows. It's not a Geotab problem. It's because they have a $39 tablet they run it on. A lot of the fast food restaurants at the levels I do it to can't find enough people to work overnight. J Trucking. Oh, well, they should pay more. If it paid $200 an hour, they'd find people. I mean, that's just a problem. This Friday, will you be doing a Mark After Dark? Mark After Dark at Matt's. No, I should be out talking to some of the things there. I think it closes at 6. So I don't know the times on Friday. And there's a concert Friday night. I don't know who it is. One time I went with a flatbed from Rochester to a private home in San Diego. Wow. I mean, that's amazing. I never went past the Big River. Uncle D, do you get hot buns with your wieners at the Manhole? If you request it. Only if you request it. I've been turning down low 4s for the week for all my trucks. Wow. So people could get more than that. So why would somebody would lease a truck on for $1.05 at JCT, which is what their ads say, $1.05? Is that crazy? How much money must they be rolling in over there? Not even roller wieners available after 8 p.m. That's disappointing. They should leave those out all night. The later they get, the better they get. The more wrinkles, the better it is. The best place to position your booth is near the toilet. That's an old-time strategy coined by the infamous pitchman Ron Popeil. With the pocket fisherman. The Popeil pocket fisherman. Scott, at the truck stop, no one seems to work those 11 to 7 shifts. Well, that stinks. I mean, I thought part of the deal with the franchise thing was if you were at the truck stop, you had to be open all night, at least one place. JCT is a total sham. That's the truth. When they're advertising $1.05, how do you run a truck at $1.05? And think like you're making more than a company driver. I'm seeing places advertising $1 for company drivers. There's a few of them. Not for all miles, but like some of the miles are $1. And you can easily get 60, 70 cents. So Wimpy McBoat. I'm not moving lower than $10 per minute. Wow. All right, well, you can hold up for that. No Sunday rant, John. There were technical difficulties yesterday that prevented the Sunday rant from coming out. So that was very disappointing to me. So truck companies usually cut your miles if you get a big rate increase. I don't think so. They still have stuff to do. You know, there's still freight to move. And right now they don't have to. They can give you 80, 90 cents and still make plenty of money. I got a load going to Tucker, Georgia. Must deliver at midnight. You better get going. How far is that? It's midnight now. It's noon here, so yikes. How's that going to work? I thought you were home every day, by the way. J Trucking. I go on duty to make my bed when I end up in a sleeper truck and when cleaning since I get paid by the hour. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. So if you're getting paid off the clock okay, then I can see that, right. Or if you're cleaning for TMC. John Harper, I know how people can clear the DAC report, let their CDL and then get it back. So if they have accidents that they want removed, that's interesting. I don't know if you want to do that, but that's an interesting way to do it. Does that really work? Does anybody know if that works? Oh, you taking the old Kodak machines from Rochester? Ha! Kodak. All the brownie cameras. Young Siles. Do you believe I'm doing dedicated Vegas to Fife, Washington, just south of Seattle at 75 cents with U.S. Express dedicated? Brand new account with TJ Maxx. So you're Maxxinista? In O'Hare, 8 people have to be a Las Vegas resident. That's pretty good for them. I mean, that's the thing. Even with these large carriers that are really kind of horrible on the outside, if you can get in on a dedicated thing, you can make some money with them. So you're still at a big place. And as long as you get some miles, that's very good with them. Word's sticking around. Can't make money to $1.05 unless they're paying 99 cents for fuel. Yeah, that's the thing. They're not. They just give you the regular surcharge, and so you end up not making any money at $1.05 today. And JCT makes $2 or $3 a mile. That's what I think. That's how I think they do it. I mean, good gravy. That's no way to do it. Where did this go? Oh, right. Don't forget, if you wear it, make it a parrot, of course. Put something on your head every day. Put something on your head, would you? And be a Maxxinista. Blue Parrot will have a booth down there. You should go by there at the truck show. Would like to ask certain drivers of certain Utah-based company to not treat the roads as a slalom course. Pick a lane and ride in it. By the way, there's a certain Utah-based company in the news today that an astute viewer sent. They're advertising 88 cents a mile now at England for certain accounts like Dollar Tree. 88 cents a mile. Do you think that's what I think, which is you don't get that many miles on Dollar Tree because you're hand unloading? And I'd like to hear from an England driver making 88 cents a mile, by the way. I get them making, $800 a week. JCT have no write-offs except tractor fuel. They pay household goods. Oh, forget that place. Maybe it'll change now that Hirschbach bought them out. Oh, they're $1.20. Well, just a little bit better. I didn't realize JCT had raised their pay all the way to $1.20. Now it's slightly better than some company drivers, so not bad. What makes someone put milk in a bowl before cereal? They could have had an accident as a child and hit their head. Something like that, probably. Birth defect, maybe. Just something like that. Maybe they're on some type of medication that it does topsy-turvy things. I don't know. I mean, that's the only reason I could see to do it. How do you know how much milk to put in there? And I think by putting milk in, you reduce the amount of cereal that's available because there's space. I mean, you just can't do that. Scott Mark, I worked with JCT as a nanny husband. Nanny husband? JC has a huge house west of Tulsa. Oh, I wonder how I got that. Yeah, I'd like to know that too. Okay, don't forget to hit the like button. Still on the sidelines waiting for medical clearance, Roger Penske. Oh, really? How long's that going to take? $1.20 a mile. They lubed to scam a little. Yeah. So extra. Hey, wait a minute. We're going to give you $1.20. And so at the end of the week, you'll be lucky to run a profit at all. You're just basically driving to pay for the truck. Maybe. Grafton is here. Hello. J Trucking. I'm long hauling DEF this week. So got a sleeper. Get paid $1 more an hour this week. Right. Finally. Always take a raise. Even if it's just for a week. Can a truck company disqualify me because I'm not in the healthy range of BMI? I'm in the overweight range and I need to lose 30 pounds to get in the healthy range. Any suggestions? Well, first off, I'm not an attorney. People may not know that. But it's true, so I can't give actual legal advice. All right. My opinion as a non-attorney is yes, because being overweight is not a protected class of people under the, the protections like, they can't say certain sex or race or that kind of thing, religion, but overweight, not protected. So yes, they can say only people in the healthy range can work here and it's not protected. That'd be my opinion. That'd be my opinion of it. Worked for me. I no longer have a DAC report. That's pretty good. I never thought of doing it that way. Just throw it all in and go get it back. Huh. Maybe it goes by the driver's license number, and if that changes, maybe that's how they link it. It's 605 miles, and I get extra if I don't make it back. Yeah, how are you going to make it back if it's 605 miles one way? I just thought you were home every day. See that, what you're doing there, did you have to do that? Or do they request that? Because like here, if they said, oh, you have to go overnight, even occasionally, I wouldn't work here because that's not going to be for me. So I'm just curious, are they saying you must do this, or here's something, would you like to do it? Wouldn't you have to take a class to get your CDL back? Yeah, I think so, but it is an interesting way to clear your DAC if you have like 50 million things on it, or if it's something to that effect. A young weekly minimum guarantee of $1,100 and drop and hook. Well, currently I'm on breakdown. Truck is at Freightliner. I'm getting $1,100 to be on vacation. Yeah, see, this is where a minimum comes in, and people always poo-poo a small minimum, $1,000 or $1,100. Look, the idea is you're not going to make that most weeks, but in a case where you're down the whole week and still get $1,100, that's pretty good. That didn't used to be the case. We would get zero. You'd get the hotel paid and not get paid anything. So getting an $1,100 guarantee, yeah, okay, it's not super on the road, but if you don't work at all and they give you $1,100, that's pretty good. Scott, nice baby picture you marked, nice headset. Yeah, that's me, early 90s, with a very early, that's a Blue Parrot 1. So that's a 1, one of their early headsets. Put something on your head. It's also the catchphrase of the manual. Yes, put something somewhere, it says. Pays a penny more year by year, so I think I'm put. I do 4 days out and back home 2 to 3 days, depending on me. No reset. All right. You don't have to worry about it because you're not out long enough. That's the way to do it. And I lost my spot. Oh, there we go. And no, I didn't catch my spot. Oh, am I that far back? Yikes. I am that far back. Hirschbach isn't anything better. Well, I thought maybe they would, since they bought it, maybe they'll increase it. Maybe we can get to $1.40. Let's hope for that. 88 cents split 3 ways. Yeah, it's true. It didn't say teams or not on the ad. But I don't know if they team or would go 3 people on a Dollar Tree account. I guess you could get the trailer unloaded faster. Think about that. How fast could you unload that trailer? All previous license numbers show up at the BMV. Yeah, but DAC. Does DAC connect them? Maybe that's how they're doing it. I'm sorry, I get paid when I get on the truck and it's not fun. I made $40 an hour, earned every penny. Right, that's true. Drivers should get that and more. Is it worth it to lease a truck from SFI and lease on with Schneider? No, I wouldn't lease on a Schneider. What's Schneider paying? A percentage? England is 88 cents split between all 15 drivers. Split between all drivers. That's the amount they split between every driver. JCT pays practical miles as well as layover for owners. They stepped their game up with the fuel rebate it's $1.76 now. All right, so they pay $1.76. Layover for owners. What does layover pay an owner operator? Oh, my buddy, his wife was JCT's nanny. Really? Wow. I'd be going through all the drawers. Even Joe Biden says, come on, man, to $1.20. Yeah, Biden's like, oh. He's like, that's what I got when I was driving in the 30s. Cash King Trucking, be sure to tip your house, Scallywags. Goodness, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Goodness. Let's see here. Where did I go over for this? Oh, right there. Cash King Trucking is there. All right. And Trucking with Diabetes. A double channel. Double your fun. Double your pleasure and double your fun. People don't know that's a twin. He's twins, and each twin does one channel. They can't disqualify you. Only a doctor can disqualify you. They can say, we will only hire people that can do these certain things. And so, when we look at protected classes, the Title 8 or whatever, those are protected classes. We don't find weight as a protected class. $1.20 saves you a lot on your taxes. Well, that's true. You wouldn't have to pay taxes. That's one way. JCT should say that. By coming here, you're never going to pay taxes, so you don't make any money. You only pay tax on profit. Kelly made pork steak and steamed veggies with sweet butter last week. Dog liked it, I bet. That dog. Man, you cook nice in that truck. Overweight can be a disability. Where is that listed as a disability? So that's a thing. Maybe if you're 800 pounds. But it's not. It can be a disability, but isn't protected. Protected, like, I'm talking a protected class, like women, men. Other than if you're the federal government and you're hiring a Supreme Court justice, then you can say we'll only hire a certain race or sex of person. But otherwise, like in an ad, I can't say I'm only hiring a woman for this job. It's completely illegal because that's protected. And I can't go into my office and say everybody who's a certain religion today is fired. That's not allowed. It's protected. But I can say everybody that weighs more than 400 pounds is fired. That's not protected. Then the person has to come up and say why they shouldn't be fired. They can't just automatically say, this is a protected class. You can't do that. That's what I'm saying. Something like that. Overweight was on my insurance rider for not allowed things for this year. You're not allowed to be overweight, it says. At least I have a choice. I could say no to running a sleeper, but I do once in a while for a change. Okay. All right. So J Trucking, you get a choice, right? I run a sleeper, on my run every day. So I don't mind it. I'd rather run a sleeper, but I don't want to sleep in it. Especially this one. I'd want a new mattress. You can't discriminate against a person with a medical disability. That's correct. But the person has to have a medical disability. What I'm talking about is a protected class of people. All you women are fired. Not allowed. Just on its face. Not allowed. But I can say this to somebody, you're fired, and then they have to go, you can't fire me because I'm a protected class in a disability. I have a disability, and they have to prove a disability. That's different. It goes back to the person to prove it, where I can just say women, they don't have to prove anything. They can say, you can't do that. You can't just fire women. So that's the difference. That's what I'm saying. 88 cents a mile at Kriegland must be split. The ad says 88 cents, and after at least after I meet anybody that wants to at the Pavilion Food Court on Friday at 2 p.m., let's go next door and ask them. The next West Wing or whatever is where all the companies are. Let's go ask them about that. Pork is not kosher. BMI has something to do with bridge loss. You can't bridge this truck. That's interesting. That's an interesting way to do it. We don't want people that are overweight because we want to haul more freight around. Oh. Or your license number didn't change? I thought that was the way they got it. Go to the manhole, you lose a lot of weight. They're eating a lot of roller wieners. You do expend a lot of calories there. I will say that. Hey, Cash is King Trucking. 57 and sunny, beautiful in all places in New Jersey. Yikes. And of all places, New Jersey. That says something today. That could be beautiful in New Jersey at all. I mean, come on. Yikes. Yikes. Even the cat doesn't think it's nice there. What's up, everybody, on the way from Knoxville to Dayton, Ohio? Creature. All right. Coming up to the U.S. Air Force Museum. Early 1890s. Yeah, when he was driving, as we know, the president is a known truck driver, so that's what he made. Has anyone else noticed the increase in the new brokers on the load boards? They all have super low rates, like 45 days to pay. No. I don't look at load boards much. I will ask my friend about that. So it says on there that we'll pay you in 45 days. Is that what they're saying? Is that worth then factoring, do you think, to take a couple % to get the money right away? What do you think about that? Joe Ryder Logistics used to pay 89 cents to own operators in 05. Ooh. You're home every night and free parking at their lots. Is that worth it? Is the free parking? You see, I don't know. Would 89 cents have been good in 05? That is 17 years ago. Of course, $1.05 now compared to that wouldn't be great. They offered it to me. They bring up the show truck to Matt's to help recruiting. I'm getting $4.50 a day helping them bring it up. Okay, I'm just curious. Do you have to do it or not? SFI won't have trucks till the end of the year, early next year. Wow. They do run ads all the time. Don't have any trucks for anybody? Morning, Mark, from the San Francisco Bay. Nice. Go take a picture of the Transamerica Pyramid Building from all the Dirty Harry movies. Bluetooth in the 1890s was a dental issue. Ha! I can't tip the host. Fuel's too expensive. Yeah, right today we got $5.25 average, although it's gone down, I think, since then. That's the latest numbers. And gas here's $4.01 at Meyer. $4.01. Fill up the old Trucking Answers mobile. To be at 75 cents with this account, that's a nice blessing, right? Also, a sign-on bonus of $12,000. Oh, absolutely. Look, that's a good deal, We can say, even though I'm not a big fan of U.S. Express, that's very good. And that's the thing about these large carriers. If you can get on and get a dedicated run on them, especially with a sign-on, and 75 cents, that's the way to go with them. The road, there's people at your company on the road making 50 cents. On the road sitting around, not on a dedicated account. Well worth it. Well worth it. And it's a big place, a lot of benefits. Maybe we're staying there for a long time on something like that. Absolutely. 69 and partly cloudy in St. Louis. That's pretty good. Colder later this week, though. I got a 2019 Cascadia with 300,000 on it. All right. Mine's got about 332, I think, 336. It's been a Freightliner since last Monday because the clutch was slipping and dash lights came on like a Christmas tree with all that radar stuff. That's sweet. I just unplugged that stuff, but it was slipping clutch. That's a problem. I'm glad they have sticks, though. I bet JCT wallpapers his house with $20 bills. He would have to use $100 bills, but he didn't want to look gaudy. Oh, I don't want to get crazy here. We'll just use 20s. At $1.20 plus fuel, I mean, look, if I can get anybody that owns a truck, if anybody wants to own a truck, I'll go get authority, and you can run under my authority, and I'll pay $1.20 right now. I think anybody could be happy to do that. Yeah, it's not protected per se. Right, they're going to have to prove. I say you're fired, then that person has to say, no, I have a disability. And I think you should bring that up in advance because it looks weird when you bring it up later and say, well, wait a minute, I'm disabled. It looks like you're trying to make it up. So if really people have a disability, they should bring that up immediately. Men are not protected after the age of 18. Well, I'm just saying I couldn't go in and fire all men also. That's not allowed. Unless I'm hiring a Supreme Court justice, then I can say whatever I want. If you have to wait more than 24 hours for a load, that's layover at $150 at JCT. All right. They also pay $150 if a load. By the way, it's $200 layover a day at Schuster for company drivers. All right, so keep that in mind. So you're making less than a company driver. They also pay $150 if a load cancels. Good, load order not delivered or whatever. Maybe I should recruit for them. Yeah, at $150 is not great. Because I was looking up, I wanted a new card for Schuster. I still have the old card because they raised their pay again. They're paying $200 for layover. Cash King Trucking, we could never say we're only going to hire a woman for a job as important as the vice president who I hire the best candidate. Well, that's true, right? Just saying, for the Supreme Court justice, they were pretty clear on who they were going to hire. And if I ran the same ad for like a job offer, I'd be sued by the EEOC. Also, 1-year CDL driver with a clean record. That's pretty good. That's 75 cents. Bummer part is the truck on pedal goes 62 and cruises 66. They want you to use a cruise. They're checking for the speedometer 30 minutes a day at 70 because it does not work. 30 minutes a day at 70. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Super Cruise or whatever. Some companies use that. I don't remember what it's called. I don't have it, so that's why I don't know what it's called. Kelly, I'm not Jewish or Muslim, so I can eat non-kosher foods like pork and crustaceans. Got those shrimp hot dogs next. That Asian my guy is a video of driver blocking the fuel line and flipping everyone off. What do you think? Driver's calling his company demanding he be fired. Yes, agree. Because, it makes the company look bad. You still do represent the company. And come on, what are you doing? Go park. So aggravating. Hello, hopefully today's the day I get to the terminal and drop the truck off. All right, get rid of that thing. What's wrong with it? I remember you saying something about it. I have my own purple mattress I stick in the sleeper if I decide to do a sleeper route. Yeah, a lot of people take a sleeper bag too. Nice purple mattress. I see those ads at 3 a.m. Everyone will be passing me mad, flipping me off, but I'll be waving, smiling, saying bye, knowing I'm making more than the driver with 7 years experience. That's true. I'd use the cruise a lot, of course. I don't know why they do that. I don't want drivers to run the cruise just to pass people or stuff, It's just stupid. It's some idiot in safety that thought about it and didn't really know what they're doing. John's not going to tell your rabbi. It seems like people are discriminating against people with medical disability if you don't get the shot. I don't know. I don't know of really any companies other than Tyson. I haven't had anybody really write to me and say, yeah, my company is making you do this. So I can't really find anybody doing it. I can't find any companies not letting you in. Just Tyson. Just Tyson. Most of them are like we're here, where they're like, get it if you want. We encourage you to get it, and we'll pay you to go get it. But you don't have to get it. So if you sit 12 hours for a load at JCT, it's $400 layover detention. All right, that's better. That's a little bit better. It should at least be more than a company driver if you're trying to own the truck. Not what you make a mile, it's what you make a week. That's true. That's true. That's why this 88 cents a mile at England, I'm not that impressed by, because it's Dollar Tree. And as far as I know, right, they hand unload. So I don't think you're going to get as many miles because you're going to be hand unloading that truck. Although with 3 people, you're going to unload the trailer in like 45 minutes. Ryan, hey, Mark, see what you can do about bringing Hawk Aftershave out of retirement and back in the stores. I'm working on it, right? We're working on getting Hawk back. It's for the man who wants to reach higher. By the way, it's by Menon. There's still some of it on sale on eBay, of all places. How much does it cost in tolls going in and out of Jersey? I have no idea. Pay 1% for non-recourse factoring. All right, so is it worth, that's what I'm saying, for 45 days, would you say it's worth the 1% to just get your money and, quickly like that? 1% is a good rate, too, I think. Especially on non-recourse. New York and Jersey are beautiful when seen in the rearview mirror, when I'm getting out of there. Free parking in Ottawa. I understand there's some spaces available now that they revoked the license plates on like 39 companies. How about I don't recruit for them, let them find their own employees. Exactly. Let them find their own people. Fuel at Flying J in Bakersfield is $6.44. Oh, that's a killer, isn't it? That's a killer. $1.50 a mile because of lawsuits from 2707 at 2019. JCT paid 99 cents a mile. Wow. I just don't understand it. You're certainly not going to ever really get ahead of a company driver. U.S. Express offers full-time benefits after 30 days, not 60 or 90 longer. A lot of places do also right away. So what I'm saying is they have a lot of benefits. It's a big place. You're getting a better rate than most of their drivers. Does anyone remember the recruiters that used to act like truckers walking around truck stops? Oh, yeah, used to go in and be accosted by people. There'd be booths and stuff, and they're just sitting around. They'd be in the break room and everything. All over the place. Now when you go to the recruiting booths at Matt's, it's all people that are 20 years old, basically. A lot of them are. Not everybody, but they have a lot of like young people, college students or whatever. Hey, come here for $10 an hour and, sit at our booth or whatever. How much does it cost to get your own DOT number? Well, that's a good question. How much is that for you, those of you that have your own DOT number? Best company CDL school today. Oh, there's too many of those schools to even go through. Look at the schools and look at all the online reviews. There are hundreds and hundreds of them. Take Cape Gear Jammer. If I got 74 or 30 minutes a day and didn't use it during my day, I would feel obligated to do 70 for the last 30 minutes of my shift, no matter where I was. Yeah, because you're getting that 70 miles an hour. You might as well use it. It's your 70 miles an hour. Use it how you want. Patrick Rowe, enough wieners on here to start a GoFundMe for Hit Squad Odessa, Ukraine. Mark be the self-appointed renegade commander. Yeah, I'll go over there and take care of business. TCB it. Joan Harper, where do you work? Well, that's a good question that I don't get often. And for people that don't listen to the show, it's on every week at 12:30 p.m. I try to keep the company out of the videos. That way they don't have anything to say about what I say. Because if you watch videos, many people get fired for their videos. So I don't ever bring them in the videos, and I don't recruit for them either. They're recruiting, they're running ads and everything. I don't recruit for them. Let them go get their own people. Hey, you drivers can recruit for us. Yeah, you can go do your own recruiting. So that's how I do that. Captain Cleaner Wiener, safety people are heavily into justify my job decisions. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But it's dumb, right? The stuff they do is stupid. Why 62 on the pedal and 66 on the cruise? No. That's just stupid. I don't know about miles per day, but dollars per day. Well, that's the problem with how they've set the industry up, right? When you pay people by the mile, everybody's worried about how much they're going to get a mile. People don't worry about what they're going to make a week. People worry about what are you going to make a mile. And I'd like to see people, get away from this mileage pay. So we'll see what we can do about that. What's wrong with it is that I'm quitting. I'm already signed on with another company where I can be home daily and run nights. All right, drop and hook. To heck with Western Express. Well, look, you could go just get yourself a cardboard sign that says need money and do better probably than Western Express. So absolutely. So you got that one, no problem. Drop and hook all the way to make more money. I like it. I'm glad I now got drop and hook because the live load stuff was garbage, not getting detention or 15 an hour, minimum wage stuff. Well, I agree. And that's the problem. That's why I encourage people to go get a drop and hook. That works out. There shouldn't be this 2-hour waiting time at any place or it's usually 2. Some are 1 hour. Why not pay people for the time? When you get there, if their load isn't ready, they can't get you out, you should get paid. Why do you have to wait? What is the justification for that from companies? No company is really ever able to justify that to me. Why it's 2 hours? Because nobody would tolerate it anywhere else except trucking. And like you say, you wait 2 hours and you get $15. So you've really waited 3 hours and now you get $15. That isn't even minimum wage. 4 hours is only $30, right? You have barely hit minimum wage in 4 hours of waiting. That's ridiculous. And it shouldn't happen. The Asia on my channel, I'll share a video of the trucks burning at the fuel line. Oh, good. Well, stuff happens. Can companies stop being cheap with a $15 detention? That's so pathetic, I'm going back to AutoZone. Right, AutoZone. Do they pay better than that at AutoZone? Well, you know why they do it? Because people accept it. And let's just be honest about that. People accept it. You have to tell them, hey, knock it off, right? I want to get paid for my time. But drivers have always accepted, this waiting around, not getting paid stuff. And then 2 hours and $15. It shouldn't be acceptable to anybody. They'd be better off giving you $15 an hour for all your time. As soon as you get there at your appointment time, noon or whatever, you get paid. Go on the clock. Night Train, did you hear about the great state of Illinois trying to draw up a bill similar to California? AB5 arguing that Uber and Lyft drivers are not contractors, they're employees. Of anybody, I think Uber and Lyft drivers are contractors. I've been on an Uber platform for 6 years. How am I not an independent contractor? They're not. I haven't driven for them for a while. I get to decide when I work. I have to provide the equipment. I decide if I want to take a run, at what time I start, when I end. They're totally a contractor of anybody. Totally. Never driven a truck or trailer with super singles. How do they ride? Well, we have somebody, I think, don't you have those Cassius King Trucking, or were you looking at getting them? What do you think about those super singles? They get them on the tractor, right? Why do so many people think leasing a truck makes them an owner-operator? Exactly. When you're getting $1.20 a mile leasing a truck from a carrier, you're not exactly an owner-operator. The amount of drivers who work for JCT and Quick could fill a Trump rally. If you're a trucker, they should be out protesting in D.C. There'd be more of them. Figured $2,000 is to get your own DOT number before insurance filing. Oh, all right, $2,000. It was 90 cents a mile. Yikes! Have you watched a Sanex streaming the People's Convoy? It's becoming a little city. Free food, care products, also vendors selling memorabilia. Yeah, but there's only, according to what I've read, around 100 vehicles there. Okay, so 100 vehicles. However, from eastern Louisiana, loading for Washington State. Sam, that's pretty good. Harper Magazine. Oh, my subscription just expired. Wonder how much of an increase CDL schools have raised their prices since it's mandatory to use them. Blues Trucker. I haven't seen any price increases. Nobody has said anything because most of the people going don't pay it. It's kind of like health insurance. Nobody cares how much the doctor is if you don't pay it. So I haven't seen anybody, raising their prices. Sorry about where are we at? Government trucks are stupid. All my trucks are still wide open unless you get a ticket, then pinned at 75 on the floor and cruise. Yeah, I wonder how many drivers would get more speeding tickets, though, if companies didn't do that. Because I see people speeding anyway. So that's the problem with it. And companies got to eat those points, too. I constantly see people speeding. Constantly. And I wonder, say the trucks went 75 like your trucks, how many people go 75 around 465? There's a big section now that's 45 miles an hour. It's 30 over. That's a problem. Just King Trucking. Western Express should give you a cardboard sign at orientation. And when they have you sitting around all week, you can go down to the corner and make some real money. Yeah, plus you got that motel room at their place you could also utilize to make some extra money. Wait, don't tell me. Oh, if NPR, if you're looking for free fuel and food, join the People's Convoy. All I have to do is agree with them and drive around a beltway once a day. Where are they showering? I actually thought about that. Do they stop and shower somewhere? I'm curious about that. Have you ever heard of Amerifreight from Bensonville? I have heard of them. I'm sitting at a reload right now in Pennsylvania. Won't let me in the building, only in Florida. Nice. Sorry, you can't come inside. I've been analyzing running New York City for a long time. If I was still in the game, I would go for it. New York City is no big deal. Chicago is a good training ground. You'd have to really get money, though. I'd want $40 an hour probably as a company driver. Garbage company 55 cents, but mentioned they also run the west, but the only time I went west was when I went home. Huh, nice. So you go to the east, northeast, unless you want to go home. I think Walmart starts after 45 minutes. Yeah, why? I mean, what is the justification for saying you're an employee, so we are telling you as your employer to sit here, which is still work. They're still telling you what to do. They're controlling your time, but we're not going to give you anything for it. I don't get it. Got them at Gemini, and I hate them in the snow. Oh, so you don't like them. You have them on the trailer too, right? Aviator Trucker doesn't like super singles either. Can you also believe Amerifreight was taxing me through the state of Illinois when I live in Vegas? That's another reason to quit. Yeah, why don't they? Most companies have you fill a thing out for your state. Why would they? So you would have to file in Illinois, right, to get a refund, and then file in Vegas. You got to file an extra tax form. Why would they do that? It seems like if they used a payroll processing or something, like here they use ADP, so I assume it's easy to do. You just tax in whatever state you live in. I'll ask, if I see the guy over at work, I'll ask him. We have a guy that comes in from Illinois, Danville, Illinois, because I've seen his plates there, and I'll ask him if they tax him an Illinois rate here. Been sitting in Alabama for 2 days waiting for them to approve a repair in the trailer. Oh, airbag blew, then knocked some other part off. They approved the bag but didn't approve the other part. Yeah, I won't do part of it. How much are they paying for that, by the way? I'm curious about that large number that's going to come up there. Very trash Bulgarian company. Bulgarian. Great food, though. The dispatchers are in Bulgaria. That's okay. Barely know English. Well, it's just like MBT. Every single person in management, dispatcher, employees are all foreigners. There's not a problem with that as long as you can get work done. Super singles should be outlawed. Singles on cars should be outlawed. Everybody should have duals. I have super singles in my truck, and I rarely have any problems with them. About the same as any other tire. Do you think they're giving you better fuel mileage like they claim? Anyone in Salt Lake City want to pick up a truck for me at the dealership or bring it to Florida? Oh, I bet you could get somebody to do that. Prime could speed 57 in a 35. Yeah, even Prime is speeding around there. It's a construction zone, and I go 45 through there, and I tell you, I am the only one going 45. But I'm not getting a ticket in a construction zone to double fine. There's no amount of money that would make me go stand in a corner at Western Express Hotel. Yes, keep trucking. As soon as someone gives you $1, the guy standing next to you would stab you and take it. Oh, yeah, right. And he'd go buy ramen with it because he's hungry. Will Engelbert Humperdinck be performing or speaking at Matt's this year, Ryan? Oh, I didn't look at the full speaker list. He may be a speaker there. And maybe he's the show on Friday. I don't remember the name of the person. Seems like it was country, but it could be Engelbert. It could be. Years ago, Western in Denver was wide open. Too many tickets, so they governed them to 72. That's still better than most companies. With those trucks, they kind of got to be wide open. Backwoods, a lot of people think all delivery jobs are the same, but at FedEx and UPS, it's a good job. Paid for all your time plus benefits, especially UPS. You can work 6 to 7 days. I'm not impressed with FedEx, who have called here. They don't pay overtime. At least this one. It's $30.08 an hour, but no overtime. So it's straight time. UPS would be way better. Union is going to give you benefits and overtime. And so if you worked 70 hours at $30.08 an hour, you're losing $15 an hour for 30 hours, $450 a week because of overtime. I don't consider that great. My opinion, but most of the big Chicagoland companies, bread and butter is running the East Coast. Yuck. So you go from Chicago to the East Coast. Fleet Nav Systems going to head out. Hope you have a great day and stay safe out there. All right. Remember, truck show this week, and maybe we'll see you at the next one. Feel kind of sketchy on a tanker. All right. Is Elvis still dead? And he's never dead. Bulgarian company, Lockheed, not very professional and talk to people the way they talk to people in Bulgaria. Very rude. Does that how people talk to each other in Bulgaria? I haven't been there. Dispatchers are in Bulgaria. That's okay. A lot of companies use overseas dispatchers. It just depends on how they do it. Long live the 11R245. Oh, so we got tall rubber running around out there. Can you even still get those anywhere? GP Transco had to file both Illinois and Oregon taxes. They since fixed that. Yeah, why? It seems like, especially at a place that big, they have people hired all over the country. It would seem like it's a simple thing. Maybe it's not. Maybe it isn't. It seems like you just fill out the thing for whatever state you're in. I don't know. No crying at Matt's. Never. I'd leave a bad review on their driver's lounge. Was a church where people went in to pray. No vending machines. It reminded me of a jail cell. Nice. It's a church. They're praying to, if it was Western Express, they're praying to get out of there. Super singles and automatic transmissions are the devils, you non-truckers. Come over and join me for lunch at the Iron Skillet counter later, and I'll tell you all about it. After you harass the waitress for a few minutes, of course. Remember when we used to blame the Middle East for high fuel prices? Now it's Russia. How many people knew we bought oil from Russia? We don't get a lot of oil from Russia. I think it's been going up for a while, by the way, fuel prices. Freight makes you pay everything out of pocket, and you get a reimbursement on your next check. Cat scales, hotel room, forget all that. If you need a hotel room, all right, they ought to pay it up front, I think. You shouldn't be paying, I'm going to shell out $125 and then they're going to pay me back. No way. I mean, cat scale, I would like to see them front you $50 or something for that kind of small stuff. But hotels or whatever, no way. No way. If you need a hotel here, by the way, you give them there's two ways to do it. You can say, I need a hotel. They'll find you a hotel. But you run the risk because they don't know where the motel is or anything. You're better off going to a motel and get the front desk number and give them the front desk number. I'm at this motel. This is where I'll be staying. And they'll get you a room that way. You shouldn't have to front big stuff like that. Where's the guy that needs a truck moved to Florida? There we go. I knew somebody would do that. Oh, also every load's over 40,000. Depends on the weather and weather. That's a good idea, I guess. Clay Walker's you performing. Okay, Creature, right. Clay Walker is performing. That's right. FedEx pays overtime, just depends on what your state. Okay, well, let's say here they don't pay overtime. The one here in Lafayette, no overtime. Why? Depends on the state. Oh, do some states require it? I guess so. If they don't require it, they don't pay it. See, I don't like that. They should pay it. Any extra fuel you save with the Super Single you lose when you have your first blowout and you have to replace the rim. Do you have to replace the rim? I had a steer blowout a couple years ago in a construction zone here on 65, and I drove that thing, I don't know, a mile on the rim, going like 40. And before I could get out, because it was concrete barriers on both sides. And so when the guy got there, I go, yeah, I drove this truck on this rim or whatever. And he goes, yeah, don't worry about it. He goes, it'll be fine. All he did is run a bead thing around the rim, a wire brush thing or whatever, and put a tire on it. Never any problems with it. It wasn't this truck. But yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. They're pretty tough. You ever watch Cops? FedEx doesn't allow purple shorts with shower shoes. Well, that stinks. Why are they doing that? Why do they tell you what to wear? Creature 937, see you there. All right, we'll be at the Pavilion Food Court at about 2 p.m. Friday. So that's where I'd like to meet everybody. Get your arrival pay plus live load pay. Then after 45 minutes, you get hourly pay. Yeah, see, why 45 minutes? They don't do that to anybody in the store. Think about that. The greeter gets paid for all their time. That's what I'm saying. Why do states have speed limits anyway? Yeah, why isn't this Montana? RP. GP is for people who love having an outside life, not living in the truck. For the West Coast people, it's 4 weeks out. Oh, that's true. Well, look, at least they do say that up front, rather than just getting people in and not telling them. They tell you, look, we don't go out there much, and so it's longer time out. I don't know if it's 4. I think they say 3 weeks or something, but yeah, it's longer. I agree. So if that's not for you, then that's not for you. I'd rather company was honest up front. Every company. Hey, you live here, it's at least this long before you get home, rather than just getting you in and then you can't get home ever. Let's just be honest, and then people could choose a job that suits whatever they're doing with their life. My guys get $200 a day, 8 to 10 hours, 6 hours, 13 hours, $200. Sweet. So 13 hours if I had a lot of those starting to get, towards 10, that's only $20 an hour. I mean, that's not a super lot of money. I'd be looking for 6 hours for $200. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Exactly. FedEx and X-Lax. What if you delivered X-Lax and FedEx? Loves carries a good selection of 11 or 24/5 tires. Do they really? All right, so you can still get tall rubber at the Loves. All owner-operators head to the Loves for all your tall tire needs. Even Gracie can't believe that kind of thing is going on at the Loves. Really? They still have tall tires at the Loves? So all owner-operators with old FLDs head on out there. I don't understand why we didn't allow the EFS card to be accessible for CAT scales. Look, your COM data and all those cards should work at the CAT scale. And I've always said, although they do it now through the app, it should have always been that if you pull up to the scale and you put a card in at the scale, it prints out a receipt with your weights, so you don't have to drive around and come in. Why wasn't that never a thing? But now they do it, but it should have always been that way. Really, I hope I'm getting paid for this sitting time. Not that I care, since I quit. In a month's time, I'll be making enough to send Weston a personalized fruit basket. You should, with a rudely worded letter. A rudely worded letter. You should send him one. One of those chocolate-covered strawberry ones. And whether you're going to get paid 50-50. That iron skillet waitress should be so lucky that I harassed her before I put my order in. I'll tell her about my 18th speed and my abundant amount of chest hair. Right, and the eagle necklace that you wear. Good afternoon, GP Transco is here. Brian, no need for a driver to pay anything out of pocket. Scales are allowed on driver's fuel card, and if they need any flights or hotel, all they have to do is shoot me a text and it's paid. Yeah, look, anything like that, and maybe small stuff, all right, drivers pay, but once we get to hotel prices and stuff, that should be the company taking care of that for their employees on the road. If it's something where they need to get into that kind of money. You know, I've spent many times, not lately, but on the road, I've had to spend, a week at a motel at a time. I'm not going to shell out, $800 or whatever up front. I think that's the company's job to do. Some states are longer timeout, unfortunately. We're working on lowering it in those states, but most states are 2 weeks and some weeks are 3. Yeah, it happens. So as long as we're upfront about it, I don't care how long people are out. I've seen ads for places, by the way, that say 6 months out, which I love. It's some kind of MRI imaging machine. I remember seeing that ad. They want you to be out 6 months. And so if you're okay with that, okay. I mean, I'm not mad that the people are out 6 months there. They advertise it's in their ad, and if a driver chooses that, that's okay. They're out 6 months. It's the idea that bringing somebody in and not telling them, or saying, oh, yeah, everybody's home every weekend, and then you're not, that's the bad part. My company pays $13 an hour for 14 hours, less driving time for every day logged. Even for 34-hour resets. $13 an hour for 14 hours, less driving time for every day logged. Even for 34-hour resets. That's interesting. $13 an hour for 14 hours. Can't do my 14s in my head. It's $182 a day. Holland Transportation would charge company drivers for reimbursement along with to process their own trip packs. Oh, no way. Charge you to process your trip back as a company driver? Come on. That's not a choice. That's a child. Will your Village People cover band be opening the Headliner Act? Yes, we'll be performing there on Friday afternoon. Absolutely. We're all ready for that. Do you have a problem with people tailgating? It's getting ridiculous. Everybody tailgates me because I'm generally going the speed limit. Unfortunately, it's for them, apparently, especially construction zones where it's at 45. It's horrible. You go right by police, they don't do anything about it because it's easier to write somebody a ticket for speeding. When this, I think, is a more serious problem, and here we have these 50, 60-car pileups, that's from tailgating. That's all that's from. And police should be way bigger on that and less on speeding. Most drivers don't understand super singles actually give better traction. Less sidewall flexing, and that gap between the duals is very dangerous for watershed. And it also gets packed in with snow and stuff. And rocks and all kinds of goofy stuff. I did the math now with 600 miles daily, approximately 75 cents. It's about $4.50 a day. Yeah, if you get that many miles. Much better than where I was a year ago. Living in Vegas, I need to do less gambling. Yeah, at least you keep... Look, go down to the M&M Museum and go do something down there. Spend your money up at Shelby also, at the Speedway. Engelbert will be at Matt's next year. Yeah, maybe they contacted him. I guess since he's 96 or whatever, he couldn't go. Curtis J. Transport. We use super singles on trucks and trailers with no issues. On pneumatic bulk tankers. The issue some have, like Prime, the rims cause narrowing of the tracking, leading to instability. Ours are not. Some people did say that on heavily grooved roads that the truck doesn't track good because you're not in the grooves made by other trucks. But really, the road should just be fixed. It should just be a problem with fixing roads. I mean, like right now, when you're driving a Chevette around and everybody's got a Suburban, you're still outside the tracks. I get that problem with the Sonic now because everybody's car's gigantic, and so I don't track exactly right with them. Gulfport, Mississippi, 29 hours like hitting the lottery. Oh, I guess it's a local thing. I mean, that just doesn't seem like a lot of money when we're at $18.50 for Hobby Lobby here for a teenager. So 20 is makes me a little nervous. What a fast food place is paying there then? 10. George Wilson. I was at a truck line in Chicago back in 2002. The dispatcher could speak 12 languages. He is called dispatcher of the future, right? You think you're talking to somewhere else. It's just the same person. That's pretty impressive. To keep all those languages straight in their head, Man, I could barely count to 10 in Spanish. Will I find me there? You will find me at the Pavilion Food Court. Go onto the Mid-America Truck Show website. There's a map. Look up the map. There's a pavilion. Part of it is called the Pavilion. There's a food court, it says. I think that's a good place. I'll be there around 2 p.m. Friday to meet everybody, if anybody's there. And then we're going to go next door, or at least I am, and go argue with a bunch of companies and ask them questions because they're in the next wing. And then, of course, Saturday will be in the East Wing. The pay is better in Minnesota, if you don't mind 6 months of winter. Yeah. Rick, it's still snowing there. Tall rubber at the manhole. You can get the big rubber at the manhole. I think the scale thing was to force drivers off the scale. If they see their weights, they would slide tandems on the scale. Oh. That's probably true. Even though you're not supposed to slide your tandems on the scale and there's a sign, they'd still probably do it. Oh. And then you just slide and do it again. All right. All right. So again, it's a driver issue. It isn't that they couldn't do it. It's the driver problem. Blues Truck, I heard the manual had a sign saying if there was a shortage of Viagra, you could substitute it with Fix-A-Flat. But then you have to put that little sticker on whatever you put the Fix-A-Flat in. Remember that sticker? House rules, safety meeting with barbecue, beer, and get paid. Oh, that'd be great. GP Transco is here. Who even uses Trip Pack? Are those still a thing? Can you still use Trip Packs? I haven't seen those boxes. Remember, every truck stop had a box. You'd go in. Whenever I'd go to the terminal, I'd grab a big handful of envelopes because they wanted a separate trip pack for each trip. Oh, yeah. Cops don't know what to do unless it goes beep on the dash. I know. I mean, somebody's 2 feet behind you right next to the cop or whatever. They should immediately pull that person over. Hello from the pilot in Flatwoods, West Virginia. It's 64 heading to Salisbury. All right, Salisbury. Love their steaks. Home of the steak. I went to an AA meeting and told everyone my name was O'Doul's. Told them I'm a non-alcoholic. Wow. I hear if you drive for a production company, you stay until the end of the tour that you're on. Yeah, a lot of that stuff. Tours, production companies, you could be out for months at a time. As long as they're upfront about it, I don't care if you're out for 5 years, to be honest with you. As long as a company is upfront about it. That's the thing. Be honest. Hey, you're going to be out 5 years probably. Okay, well then we know. Then I don't mind it as long as everybody's upfront. That's really the thing. If everybody's honest, that's all that we need to do. They want the drivers to be honest. They should just be honest. Mark, how do YouTubers avoid being sued for the content they post? Don't post copyrighted content. That's number one. Do not post anything that's copyrighted. My buddy is over 20 years, and he says I hit the jackpot with a new account. It's not bad. He's getting 63 with a mare freight. $10.99 at 63 cents. Forget that. Are you kidding me? They charge you $500 for no 2-week notice. Yeah, I don't think that's allowed. But what do I know? I mean, I'm not an attorney. I mean, I don't exactly know this stuff. And I'm sure that you are illegally being 1099 misclassified. 63 cents. So there's 63 cents. Let me see where I can get this. Oh, right here. 1099. Why don't you just go get that money and be an employee? I mean, I don't understand. What is the benefit? What's the benefit to that? 63 cents. When I hold an asphalt tanker, I got 35 an hour plus overtime after 8 hours. Golly, that's pretty good. Now we're talking some money. Now you can make $2,000+ a week, and that's probably home every day. Duals do not both hydroplane unless deep water. Super singles do. Do you think so? See, I never had the super singles. Getting nervous about going. I don't like crowds. Yeah, that's okay. There's not that many people there. Last year, the last time they were open, it was only around 73,000 people. So don't sweat it. Look, we got to do stuff in our life that may be uncomfortable. So come on down. Come on down to the truck show. You're going to love it. Going through those companies, and I mean, it's like Mecca for truck drivers. We all have to go at least one time in our lives. I don't understand why my paychecks would say deduction then reimbursement for any little thing. They did stuff so sketchy. Their statements didn't even show tax deductions. Nice. Well, you're 1099. You said that's 1099. Who knows what they're doing? I was being taxed the state of Illinois when Nevada has no state tax. It was pathetic, so I left next day. I said I need to load from Las Vegas to Chicago. I'm returning the truck. Okay, so Nevada's no state income tax. So you should be able to file, though, right, in Illinois as a non-resident and get your Illinois state tax back, I think. Okay, I'm not a tax expert. You're going to have to call HR Block for that or whatever. Isn't that how it works, though, if you're live in one state and tax in another state? The CAT app tells you your weight while on the scale. Never seen anyone slide their tandems. There are signs, so you know people have done it. You know people do that kind of stuff all the time. I love how trucking companies say brand new truck, and then it's been used by 3 drivers with check engine light and 100,000 miles. That's not brand new. Well, it's new to you. They go, hey, brand new truck for you. That may be the worst joke I've heard this year. And that's not too bad. Sunny and warm in Phoenix. Oh, really? Oh, it's sunny in Phoenix. What a surprise. Vegas has a sales tax, but no state income tax, is what they're saying. Hey, Mark, I heard Sierra England is going to be housing students in the reefers going forward. I'm surprised they don't have a bed up there. It might be cooler. If you're in like a, I don't know, a lettuce load or something, you'd stay nice and cool. I like sleep when it's cool. I've worked for Robin Trower a couple times filling in for a buddy of mine. You get it, or at least I got pay plus lodging plus per diem. Yeah, that's better, right? Here's your money, here's lodging, here's some per diem money. Exactly. In 1969, we put LSD in our trip back, and that's when you could drive all the way across the country. It's your cover band playing at Matt's. We'll be opening for the Clay Walker person. If they can get you to head inside, they have a higher chance of conning you into buying their mushrooms. Exactly. Exactly. Don't get fired from that job or it will be your asphalt. Oh, nice. I've been there and done that. If I was hauling heavy, I want duals based on my experience. Don't they have duals that'll haul the weight or whatever? I don't know. Now they have that automatic that'll do like 150,000 pounds. So GP Transco will see you at Matt's this week. Yeah, it's going to be a great day. We'll be at the food court at the Pavilion Friday, 2 p.m. Then we're going to go next door to the recruiting office for everybody and go start talking to companies. It's the after parties that make Matt's. Yeah, especially in the parking lot. Free overnight truck parking. Oh, you were W-2. It was a 1099 company. Well, they're finagling your checks, though. I was home every day, but it was just seasonal summertime work. Well, I mean, 35 plus overtime. If you had a lot of hours, 70 hours. I mean, let's see what a 70-hour week would be, right? Plus overtime is $29.75 a week. That's not bad. My new job is 1099, but I don't mind because one paycheck a month will be paid enough to cover my bills. The rest is gravy. All right. Look, as long as you know what you're getting yourself into. That's what I'm hoping to do. That's garbage that they stole from me. They hire a tax company that doesn't know commercial tax. They're doing things like a normal job. I wonder if I could file. Oh, you can always clear it up and file yourself. You know, absolutely. You're sick in bed, got the vid. What is that? Yikes. We don't want to get the vids. I heard you can get a shot for that, though. Bloomberg says 90% of long-haul trucking will be automated soon. 90%. Isn't that amazing? Huh. Some good news. The ATA officially joined the Trucking and Logistics Professionals for Ukraine. The organization was recently started. ATA made a substantial donation, began promoting the program. That's good. So finally we can say the ATA does something good with themselves. So that's really good, though. You got a big place like that, and they're promoting it, and that'll get maybe a lot of their member companies to join as well. You know, they'll kind of put the squeeze on them to do that. That's good. I saw a GP Transco truck today in Palmyra, Indiana. It was a red truck pulling a GP trailer. Oh, yeah, some owner-operator then. Right, I think. Bring a mats, you could sleep at the mats. So we're going to sleep right there at mats. We're not leaving. They're like, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. Why even go to the recruiters at Matt's? More lies being told in there than at a lawyer's convention? Well, because it's fun. I want to ask them questions. Like, why is there unpaid time? That kind of thing. And see the recruiters be like, I don't know, I'm 20. That would be an owner-operator that drives to you. Yeah, I saw a red one with black fenders. Seems like it was a Volvo the other day. And it was a sleeper, of course, but it didn't have a top on it. I remember that it was like a mid-roof, but no top. And I thought, oh, that's a good way to lose like 2 miles per gallon with no aerodynamics. But it was a red Volvo with black fenders on it. It looked good, but I thought it should have a top on it. I'm sure it was an owner-operator. Good morning, Mark, from the sleet and gloomy weather in Spokane, Washington. Really? Really? That's coming here later this week, though. We're talking about flurries. The ATA is highly sus. That's what young people say suspect is today. But look, when they do something good, we have to say, look, they do something good. So we're okay. We're okay with that. Sometimes Chris Spear gets something in his head, and somebody says, oh, you know what, Chris Spear is doing the right thing. He's the head of the ATA, which we butt heads all the time here. So I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, Stevens has the largest pay hike in history, including enhanced detention. What does that mean? They announced it, and it didn't say what that meant. Does anybody work at Stevens? What does that mean? You know, does anybody know what that means? Here's the thing about video, your recruiter interaction. I did that one year, but then I don't get a lot of them to talk to me. So I don't know about that. Running miles, good afternoon, Mark. All right. The anime trucker, people that haul for shows and stuff, do you get free access to the show or a discount? If so, anyone hiring drivers for rock and metal concerts? Hey, metal concerts. I think they do get to go to the show, don't they? But don't you have to sleep during that time? Don't drive in Palmyra, New York, and be confronted by Mormonism. Hey, Mormonism is coming out to get me. We aren't members of the AT, but we're very happy to see them join forces, helping to raise funds for the people of Ukraine. Yeah, anywhere you can get the funds, I'll take it, right? As a 1099, you have to pay tax on your pay, plus pay what tax you would have to pay every tax quarterly and use your tax they pay as a right using tax season. If you don't, the IRS can fine you. You pay double, at least part of it. You have to pay the part of the tax that the company normally pays, which is self-employment tax. Since you're self-employed, you pay another 7.5% because you are not an employee. Normally, the company would pay that. It's generally, unless it's way more, you need to make a considerable amount more than you make as a company driver to make sense. So if you can easily get 60, 65 cents as a company driver, you need to make 85, 90 cents 1099, or it isn't worth it money-wise. I'm in a meeting with the hiring manager at Maverick tomorrow for the fuel tanker driver position I applied for. Maverick is advertising 85 to 100 average income. Is that for real? Absolutely. That's certainly doable today. I never heard of Maverick Logistics, but absolutely. Oh yeah, 85 to 100 is real. And say, look, just tell them, how do I make this 85 grand? What do I got to do to make that kind of money? They should be able to show you, right? For tanker, it sounds doable. Yeah, well, look, I think we can go right here and make, and say even in a van that's possibly doable. Oh, how about that? Yes, that kind of money can happen. 6 heads and a box stolen. Some mob boss going to be mad that they weren't delivered to his mob boss. Driver better disappear. I don't know. People just get in a truck and steal weird stuff. Right. Are you going to try to give CRST their crap company more? Yeah, CRST will probably be there. We're going to ask these companies like CRST and Western Express, especially, who's been heavily advertising this. How do you make $130,000 at Western Express? They advertise that. So I want to see. Hope you score lots of swag at Matt's. You know what you get at Matt's? A lot of pens, pencils, papers, that kind of thing. Hats. You might get some hats. So be sure to get a bag when you walk around there. Our company drivers are doing 82 to 86 on dry van. On tanker, you'd say you should ask for 5 to 7,000 more. I would like 5 to 7,000 more because it's harder. You need an endorsement. My wife and I are considering swapping roles at stay-at-home autism parents, and this is only possible I can find a local trucking job that matches what she earns as an RN. You could. I think you can make what an RN makes. That's really something, isn't it? You can go in with a high school diploma and say, you know what, I think I can make what you make as an RN, a highly trained RN. I'll personally deliver your crap company word to CRST so you don't soil your reputation. I don't think any of the recruiters think I have certainly any kind of reputation, that's for sure. Let's see, where did that go? This is what they would like to see me. They'd like, why don't you just stay in bed, Mark? I doubt most of the recruiters, you know, what these companies do, they'll hire teenagers to go there just for the show. Some of them. I hate how truck companies' favorite word is always saying up to everything. I tell recruiters with my guarantee, that's more like 55 to 70. Yeah, a lot of it is that up to, well, and Western says that, up to 130,000. Well, they might as well say up to $1 million. So I want to know if anybody there has made 130,000. With the sign-on bonus this year, I can be looking at 120. At 75 cents, drop and hook. Back and forth, always rolling. All right, look. That's pretty impressive at that place. And that's probably double what people that write to me from there that are over the road make. And that's the thing about, you know, what would otherwise be considered, you know, a mega carrier, is that getting on a dedicated account can way increase your money at one of those places. You'll be at Matt's. I'm sure there'll be a few production drivers for that show. You should try to interview one. Oh, you know, I wonder where they would be, though. Won't they be out? I mean, it's only that one show. So I wonder what they would do with that. Maverick is a travel stop company out west. Oh, all right. See, I never heard of it. Oh, well, if it's a gasoline tanker, then absolutely. You can make 85 plus, no problem. Gasoline tanker drivers in Portland earn $130,000 a year. All right. See, yeah. So there's plenty of money to be made in that. Yeah, with the 12,000 sign-on, right. Make it a point to not use up to in any advertising and simply show the numbers, the actual average annual driver income at W-2. Guess I'll have to change my sign there. CFI is the best swag. Look, there's stuff that lasts, you know. Hear that solid? How solid that is? Solid. That's a phone holder, and that you don't get that from a lot of places. The payout's $500 the first load, $500 30 days, and $1,000 a month. That's a great payout. Yeah, over a year. How long do you have to stay after that, or what's the deal? Just stay the year and get the money? Usually there's some kind of catch like that. I mean, look, at that kind of pay, I wouldn't leave either, but I'm just asking. I was going to go to Matt's, but they said I could not set up my merchandise tent in the parking lot, could not sell generic roller wieners. You can only sell the Matt's logoed ones there. You can't sell your Aldi wieners. Fuel drivers in Florida make $100,000 a year or more. All right, so I think you can do it. Green eyes are cool. All right. I don't know the name of that cat either. I might not get a job offer from Maverick despite my 20 years of trucking and most of that time hauling hazmat tankers simply because I've been out of the industry for a stretch. Well, look, just explain it to him. And you might. You know, you never know. But I will say, if you're out any length of time, it can be a career killer. I joke with my RN wife that I had to go to school for 4 weeks to make almost triple what I used to make as a forklift operator. Yeah. I had to go almost 4 weeks. And she's like, wow, I went like 6 or 7 years or whatever it is. Are there any craps tables at Matt's? No, there should be, though. Oh, every time you lose. 11. Oh, no. What about not taking a shower for a month and selling grilled cheese sandwiches? Say you're a lost deadhead. Well, look, you would just fit in. There'll be drivers there, and I'm asking this of all drivers. Could you shower before you go to Matt's? And I'll tell you, there's some walking around that have not. Okay. Can we hit the showers? That's all I'm saying. Broadway shows hall Matt's. They will be there recruiting the OSR. Oh, all right. All right, let's get the show on the road. Is it that truck? You know what I'm talking about. Upstage is a contract that halts for a lot of the big celebrities. You're just out, right? So if you get on there, you could be out for some considerable amount of time. You make money dropping hook. Company makes money hook and crook. That's true. I think you make better money dropping hook just because of the way that detention at most places is set up. You're better off just going in, dropping a trailer, and taking another trailer and leaving. That little bit of money that you get to sit there is not near what you make driving. No contract. I can quit tomorrow if I want to. I'm not attached, so no lease. Oh, that's good. I didn't know how they did that. So just as they pay it, if you go, you just don't get any more of it. Okay. Look, that's fair. That isn't bad. 75 there and probably raises along the way. You're doing way better than the people that work there over the road. I think I've put for quit sometime. For someone over 120 months experience, this account pays starting 88 cents a mile. That's crazy. Only have a year, so I got 75 and next year 76. Yeah, it's another grand. Each penny's another $1,000. Which is 1/100th of a used car today. Tanker's hard work. We hate to see good drivers settle for lower pay than they should be getting, especially with a tanker and flatbed. Yeah, I found flatbed to be super hard work. For someone with 5 years, it pays 82 cents a mile. That's why don't they advertise that? Maybe they do out there, and I just don't see it. I mean, that's crazy kind of money. And I think their problem is kind of the Hyundai problem when they came to the country and they were garbage. That U.S. Express has kind of not a great reputation in the industry, might say. Until they run an ad like that, they don't believe it. I don't believe it. I mean, it would be hard for me to believe. Like, I'm seeing this 88 cents at England, and I'm like, no way. Just because their reputation. So they're not getting people to call based on their own reputation that they've allowed to, be reduced. We're still paying for hers, but she still makes more than me. Still paying for it. Want to know what is the bottom pay of a company driver in the max? Well, the bottom pay is 0 or less than 0. For some of these people that are 1099, some people will write to me and have a negative check. Max, I mean, we see people in the hundreds, no problem. Anyone else get in trouble deep frying turkeys in a parking lot at work? No. Hey, Mark, rumor has it you'll be wearing a vest. Only a vest. Yeah, all leather. I'll be in leather vest and chaps. So you'll hear me coming before you see me. I did well when I drove for BOC Gases in the Lindy Group for many years, but it was a different story when I hauled fuel for Harris Transportation. The Lindy Group. What kind of gas did you haul? I saw the Taylor Swift tour with Upstage. They must have had 12 or more trucks. Wow. No wonder it's $180 to go see Taylor. The best thing to ask a carrier regarding pays for brackets. What percentage of your drivers are earning 70% and what are earning 80%? Okay, bracket this out for me. And what are earning 90%? I wonder how many would know that and how many would tell you. I mean, when I ask places, only half of them can even answer the question, what is your average length of haul? So to bracket their money like that, I mean, you guys might be on the ball with that. It's GP Transco, but I'll tell you what, calling companies and asking any kind of specific question like that, it's just not something that they're prepared to answer. And I don't even think some of them even know or even would know how to find it out. Steering wheel will have craps tables. Yeah, spin the wheel and see if you lose. I drive, that's a different table. I deep fried a turkey and a truck burned down. Blame it on regen. Got away with it. I burned down my truck, but I was regenning. I have chickens. I'm not rich, but I feel like a chicken king. I lord over them. Yikes. You chickens, I'm telling you. Aren't they like $5 a piece? What's worse, driving into setting sun or driving away with the sun in the driver's mirrors? Driving into the sun because you can't see anybody else. I got lucky submitting my app online and I got a phone call and proceeded with it, but I was iffy was at first because it sounded like a bunch of baloney. Oh, no, look. I mean, but you're right. But always go with it. And look where it landed you. The issue with that GP Transco is that so many of these carriers will fudge the numbers and skew the 80%. Yeah, and if anything, we don't even know if they're telling the truth. That's the other problem. Surprisingly, companies don't tell the truth all the time. Mr. Somewhere late again. Oh, well, we got to get those clocks changed. Wilbon, did your pet get its own trucking YouTube show? It seems like everyone has a show now. Yeah, Gracie, where did she go off to? Is she over here? I got to have her. There she is. Oh, she's the what one? Well, that's as much as she does for the show, really. She does help me co-host the podcast, though. So that's always nice to have her come in on that. Work vest is okay. Make sure it covers you up. Well, it's a leather vest, but it is reflective. Paul, yeah, some tours like the Rolling Stones have 3 times, skipping over each other the next tour so they can play consecutive nights 500 miles apart. Wow. One of them's got handicap placards probably for the group. My question with Upstage is, do they have 2 crews for driving and setup, or one crew goes to the city and the other goes to the next city? I think the people that drive help set up, right? And then you sleep and then drive. I don't know. I've never done it. Cryogenics was clean and easy, but fuel was more difficult, and I would come home reeking of fuel. The worst part was dealing with the public at the service stations. Right? Plus, at least when you get home, you could squeeze your clothes and fill your car up. Never deep fried a turkey, but almost arrested bringing chains out of my shop for a driver. Huh. How do you get arrested for that? They're your things. Most recruiters just know what's off a screen. They're so clueless. Right. So I ask them, if you ask them something, like a bracket of 80%, and they can't pull it up, they have no idea. And they don't know who to ask. It's 50% on length of haul. They have no idea. They just have no idea. A least stressful job? Oh, gosh, It just depends. This job, pretty low stress if it goes good. It all just depends if it goes good or not. If I can just go drop and hook, I don't see anybody. If the trailer's on time, I just am down there a few minutes, drop, hook, leave, and come back. I don't see anybody. That's not bad. So it just depends. I like these long loads over the road, though. So there's no stress for 5 days. You're just driving across the country. So it just depends. At least I'm getting at the end of the tip of the Wiener Monday, at least. Drive tanker local. And that disappeared for me. Gross $115 a year, average 65-hour days, overtime and bonuses. Yeah, that's good money. I mean, that's like double the average pay in the country for, what would only be required to be a high school diploma, even though you may have more education than that. That's all that you need. I'm back had to get some roller wieners for the drive. Right, because you got a long way to go and a short time to get there. You can't get those at the Shell, though. Char was a rent truck. He played mostly House of Blues and other similar venues. All right. Never heard of him. The key with recruiters is they have them only on a salary. Or a salary and a very small commission instead of having most pay come from commission. Keeps them honest. Oh, yeah. It would be nice, wouldn't it? Kind of like the people at Best Buy. That's why I like them. They're just paid hourly. But anytime they have a production bonus or commission or whatever, then they're going to lie. That's the problem with buying a car, right? You never believe the people selling you a car because you always think they're just trying to lie to you. Tanker assets are usually liquid. Wow. Do you have a book for these? Driving at night with LED lamps behind you. Oh, that's pretty nice, isn't it? Especially if they're misplaced or they're off-road lamps that are otherwise illegal. I want trucks to be put out of service at scales when they come in with these illegal light bars, which are almost every one of them is illegal. Yeah, what percentage of our drivers earn over $75,000 a year? The recruiters are probably not going to know that. I requested a fridge and they actually are going to install a fridge at a Freightliner just like that. Wow. Didn't make a big deal. U.S. Express breakdown is on point. And see, on the road for them, I don't get letters like this. I will tell you, I don't get that same kind of thing. I think part of it is also the account and part of it is who your dispatcher or dispatchers are, who you're working with there. It's such a fragmented place. If they could run their whole place like they're running you, they wouldn't have near the problem they have getting drivers. You'd probably agree with that. MBT and JCT keep calling me. Blocked them. Had them put me on the no call list. Hey guys, do you mind? I'd love JCT to call. I'm surprised they have money to run their phone lines. I was hoping for the advertised income for Maverick was real. I hauled fuel for Harris and didn't make half of what Maverick offers. Yeah, that kind of money is possible today. Can you imagine 6 digits on a high school diploma or less? Some places don't even require that. And really, who checks it? So you could still have a GED. $1.33 a mile, $42,000 from Jerome, Idaho to Amarillo, Texas. Wow. Is that your next load that you're picking up? Who would actually do that? That'd be all right if it was like 2 pallets and you can add it to another load. I mean, how do they think they're going to get that picked up? Now, do you think this is one of these loads that 10 brokers have had all the way down and it's really $4 a mile? Or do you think somebody's actually saying, all right, I'll try and put out $1.33 and see who will grab this? Hauling gases seems way too stressful. A fuel tanker might get plugged in an accident, but gases will just go everywhere. Turn everyone into people sickles like Terminator 2. Right? But, a guy got put back together. Companies started paying hourly over the road, for example. Do you think it would be low, like $15 per hour? It depends how they calculated your hours. And $15 per hour wouldn't be that bad. For 70 hours, right, 85, because you'd have overtime, would be $12.75. There are a lot of road drivers making $1,300 a week now, so you're really making $15 an hour as it is. It just depends how they calculate the hours. Why does everybody load up a day cab like they're traveling for 3 weeks? It's just a day cab. We get that problem here. I have this problem all the time. I'll come in and somebody will be coming in and they pull up to their day cab. Now I get a sleeper, but most of the trucks are day cabs. And they pull up to it with their car and they unload bags, a cooler. One guy had 2 bags, like a big gym bag and a backpack and a cooler. They put in the seat, bungeed that down. I assume you plug it in. I mean, he's coming back today. He's not going anywhere. It's just ridiculous. And then they pull up to get all their stuff out of the truck. They'll pull the truck up to their car, take all their junk out of it, and meanwhile they're blocking everything because there's supposed to be no trucks in the car parking. I don't understand it either. You're only gone for the day. What do you need to take with you? Large shows in large union towns require union labor for staging. Roger Penske. Well, good. Then people might get paid for their time, including overtime. Whether hauling cryogenics or fuel driving, the truck is a very small part of the job. It definitely keeps you on your toes, especially hauling something like liquid oxygen or hydrogen. Kablamo. I'm going to be doing drive-away driving. No channels on it. Delivering new bobtails around the country to their new owners. I've seen ads for that. And I knew a guy that did it for Volvo years ago. So motels every night. Not bad. We'd estimate $20 to $22 an hour is what companies would end up paying. Oh, no way. I don't think so. Let's do $22 an hour, 70 hours. If you had overtime, that'd be $18.70. Maybe. Tried offering all my drivers salary, and they all said no. They wanted pay per mile, even though the salary is just about the same as their average weekly pay. I know people are stuck in the mileage thing. They're stuck on it. Offer them hourly and just see what they say about that. Would you take hourly? Hire people by telling the truth. I'd rather chase them off than to have them fill the positions. Well, and plus they're going to quit. That's the thing. Always lowball them on the money. You'll probably make this, and then when they make more, they're happier. They're already expecting a lower amount. Don't highball them on this stuff, like a highball. High school diploma doesn't prove intelligence, it proves obedience. Well, that's true, Luke, but I'm just saying a lot of places require it. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it proves anything. There's a bunch of idiot people with a high school diploma because they just hand them out. Probably half the people that get them shouldn't have it. I totally agree with that. And that school is only for obedience, 100%. Does U.S. Express have a low turnover rate or something? No, they do not. I don't know why my friend couldn't find anything on the website for anything around California, Arizona. Seems like there are never openings. U.S. Express has a super high turnover, probably 100%. I don't know their numbers exactly, but those kind of companies, they're around 100% turnover. So I don't know why there's not an opening there. He should call them up, and they probably can get him in. It would seem like to me. JCT is now Hirschbach, the ultimate sideways movie. I wonder if they're advertising that. We are now Hirschbach with this, but we have the same low pay, just a great new name. I wouldn't touch that trash with a Sierra England truck. Yikes. Mavericks hauls triples. Wow. Hey, Mark, delivering in Memphis. All right, I feel like I need a biohazard suit just to walk around here. Yeah, Memphis isn't what it was, is it? Not since the King's been there. Good dispatcher makes a lot of difference. In 23 years of driving, I've only had 3 above average dispatchers. Oh, yeah. I don't even learn their names anymore. They quit so fast, I don't even bother to learn their name. This guy's 17. That's just what I call him. I mean, I don't even need to know their name. He's like, my name's, Joe. And I'm like, I don't care. You're only going to be here another month probably before they either fire you or quit. So, been hauling tanker gasoline for 12 years, never burned up, but I have been hot-headed. No smoking, right? No smoking. If those day guys break down, they got plenty of baloney. I know. I don't know what people are bringing with them. I mean, I just take a backpack with me. People bring in 40 billion things. Hello, Mark, on vacation this week. Nice, Jason. From UPS. Wish I could come and see you at the truck show. Guess I'll have to meet up with you in Lafayette. Yeah, come on up. All right. I swear this truck sitting in the shop waiting line has a pet raccoon in it. Oh, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind it too much. Here in Spokane, Maverick usually pulls a multi-axle regular length trailer, very sharp-looking fuel hauling outfit, and they deliver to their own service stations. Yeah, that sounds like a good job, to be honest with you. It sounds like a home everyday job that's going to pay good. Hourly pay tends to cause lowering motivation for employees, which often means a lower level of customer service, which means charging customers less, which leads to lower driver pay. But does it, though? I mean, here's the thing. FedEx can't keep up with their deliveries. They have a way lower rating than UPS, who pays hourly plus overtime, where FedEx uses outside labor, a lot of third-party labor. And like right here, FedEx does not pay overtime. So does it? That's the question about it. Is that really the case? I don't know about that. Looking good, Gracie. Oh, she's always looking good. I hope she's back there getting that fatty squirrel away from the bird feeder. I'll tell you that. I was in the red for 9,000 last week. Weekly recap video out. It'll be out later today. In the red for $9,000 last week. That's a problem. How do you get 9,000 in the hole? Wow. GED required, will not take a diploma. Well, but I'm saying if you have a high school diploma, nobody ever asks for it. No one's ever asked me for my diploma, and I actually don't know where it is. I haven't seen it in, since I graduated like 14 years ago. So, haven't seen it. I'm an idiot with a worthless college degree. That's okay. I love getting tailgated super close. I can't even see the hood or bottom bumper anymore. Since I go so slow, I wave goodbye. Mr. 60 cents a mile, probably with a few tickets on the record. Yeah, I'll hit the cruise down a couple miles an hour and let people, they pass you then. I don't understand it. You could see them way in the back come up, and then they tailgate you. And they can go faster than you because they caught up to you. So we'll go to 62. I'll set the cruise down to 62, and then they come around and pass you. And then they take off. It doesn't make any sense to me. I was near Memphis this weekend. I missed my granddaughter, but that's about it. Oh. Well, at least go see her. I used to haul cryogenic tankers in the Canadian mountains, and the company went super singles, arguing that more rubber means more traction on the ice and snow. But there's less rubber in those. They're 445s usually, so I've seen. And the other ones are, 295, so that's almost 600 millimeters across. They should be less rubber. Still trying to get my CDL. What's the best route to drive tankers? Get your tanker endorsement and start looking around right away. JCT is staying JCT just like Millis stayed Millis. Yeah, they said we're going to keep the same name because apparently JCT has such a good name in trucking, you wouldn't want to change that name. So who wants to put, another name on that? Before I hire a driver, I ask them to write down what they expect and want from me. Builds trust and they know I'm not going to BS them. Is this like I can picture it like this. I'm going to write down a number and I'm going to slide it over to you. And that's going to be the number. I agree with GP Transco. Hourly would possibly cause issues. Would it though? I mean, would it? It's good because the other side of it is where there's time that's unpaid, which just irks me in the trucking industry. And I is that a better solution to have unpaid time? Where if we paid hourly, if drivers were paid hourly, there wouldn't be any 2-hour, 3-hour, 5-hour waiting. Just get some years under your belt, keep a clean record, and get the tanker and hazardous endorsement on your CDL. You can run a tanker that is a non-hazmat tanker. I saw a guy at Love's with Western Express wearing Gucci from head to toe. My goodness, he's doing it big. Wow. Come out of the Love's wearing Gucci? Sweet. Now, here's the thing. We don't know if this is real Gucci or not. You think you got this at the official Gucci store or got it on eBay? FedEx pays overtime, not here. They do not pay it here because I've called them. They opened the service center up here. I called them, and they're like, no overtime. So it just depends where they are. Got a leak called Diploma. Wow. That's like fake Gucci from the Chinese dealers. Yeah. This guy, he paid $43 for all of his clothes. Like the guy that used to sell watches in Chicago. I remember this guy. I'd see him almost every day because I'd be in Chicago late, 1, 2 in the morning making a delivery. I went to Milwaukee first, changed trails, and had one delivery in Chicago, and then would come back to Lafayette. And there'd be this guy. He was there almost every day, and he had a suitcase, a briefcase, and it had watches, Rolex watches. He didn't rob me or anything. He's just like, hey, man, I got some watches. You want to check out my watches? And he opened it up, and he's like, these are real Rolexes, $50. I'm like, wow, that's really something. But I said I got a watch, so got a Seiko. So that's the life I want. Ralph Lauren head to toe with Western Express. I mean, look, if you're going to do it right. Some people do good with Western. 2% of the other 98% get roller wienered like me. I don't know anyone that's done good there. Maybe some of the trainers do okay there. Hauling tankers is a whole different kind of trucking, especially when the tanker's half full. I used to time my shifts with the movement of the product. Right, it just depends how much is in it and what it is. The more liquid-y it is, the worse it is, right? So if you have something that's a little thicker, then it's thicker. Hourly would cause issue with trucking companies' bottom line. I think companies would then have to pay you. And, all your time can be monitored now by the trucking company. It isn't like you couldn't be monitored where they can see, okay, well, this driver is, waiting here, doing stuff that isn't correct, They have cameras and all kinds of monitors. It's not like they don't know what you're doing. I love my Ralph Lauren polo suspender pants. Look, if you got it looking good, you're looking good. Hourly can be good if you have good drivers with good work ethic. This is why I think companies should have interviews before hiring some people. Yes, I think it says, look, we want you to work, but we're going to pay you for everything we ask you to do. That's the thing about that, where the company is saying, we value your time enough to pay for all of it. Whereas the mileage plus stops and all that is, we value your time, but not enough to pay you for all of it. We're only going to pay you for some of it. Even though we want you to do all of it, we're not going to pay you for all of it. That's what the current system is set up as. Raccoons and squirrels make bad cab pets. While you're sleeping, they may try to eat your nuts. Good morning, Mark from Spokane, Washington. All right. I'm at work regardless of my ELD status from one time that I roll into the yard until the time that I leave. That should be more like it, right? And that time should be paid. That's all work time. FedEx has a bunch of different divisions. I'm talking about FedEx Freight. They absolutely pay overtime after 8 and 40. FedEx Ground. Yeah, it's a FedEx Ground terminal here. And they're hourly only. And with no overtime. And so in 40 hours, because they're paying 30, you're losing $15 an hour times 30 hours. So the 30 hours between 40 and 70, it's $450 a week that they're not paying you, that you should be getting, I think. Local drivers should get hourly plus overtime. Is it half full or half empty? Half full or half empty is both right, depending on your outlook on life, and it depends on your outlook on your tanker. So the thicker, like over here out of Staley, there's a lot of tankers that go in there, but they're pulling that corn syrup, which is really thick. I've seen it go in there. It's thick. So it's not going to slosh around as much as like, who knows, water or something like that, Tankers two type, baffled or smoothbore, and dented. Don't forget all the ones I see that are dented. So we have those dents. The dents in them help to baffle the tanker, right? That's strike 2 on horrible jokes. What happens on the third strike? Yikes. We can't have any of that. Yikes. What is this guy going to think about that? Dented. Oh, what else do I have on there? Okay, the Stevens. Okay, the vote. Are you going to be changing jobs this year? They did a big survey on there. Are you going to change jobs or look for a new job this year? They asked drivers. 42% said yes. 38% said no, and 18% said don't know. So they have no idea what they're going to do. 42% of drivers are going to look for a job. Now, I don't know how many will look for a job. Maybe they'll just call around. Unknown. That's a lot, though. That's a lot of drivers. Considering the way pay has been going up, might not be a bad idea to call around if you're at a place that you don't like or want to make a change. Something better than hourly, I think, is a daily flat rate. You get paid for all your time, and if you work hard and fast, you can finish earlier and go home. That's true, Juan. The other problem on daily flat rate is what if you have a flat tire and it takes you 5 hours longer to do your day? See, that's the thing of it. That's the thing. Then your hourly rate reduces. Your hourly rate reduces. So I don't know. Mileage, well, maybe there's an hourly, a daily flat rate up to a certain number of hours. And if there's a problem, you get paid hourly beyond that. That could be an interesting way to do it. Viscosity, right? We need to know the viscosity of the product because we want to know how bad it's going to slap us when we hit that red light. And when you're on the ice and hit the brakes, is that wave going to push you halfway across the intersection? That's something you need to think about. Al Johns, what a pretty cat. Yeah, I assume that cat is all white. So, yeah, it's pretty good. I don't see too many all white like that. I don't care what color they are. I'll take any color cat. I've had most of the different colors. Hey, Mark, do you know anything about Maverick Logistics? I applied for a fuel tanker, and they're offering $85 to $100. Yeah, we were just talking about that, right? Joan, you're going to look for a job, so you're one of the 42%ers that are going to be getting a job. 38% no. I mean, that's really something that it's almost evenly split. It's hard to believe that many people will be looking for a job. When I see ads, almost for any company, it doesn't really matter. And you look at the comments underneath the ad, it's almost always either I live in Nigeria and I want to come here. I see a lot of those. I'm on a SAP. Will you hire me? Or I don't have a license. Will you hire me? Those are the three main people that seem to be looking for a job. I don't live here legally. I don't have a license, and I lost my license. Propane tanks can withstand locomotive strikes. Oh, well, that's probably not a bad idea. That's probably part of their testing, I guess. DOT cops get paid even when you do not. Right. You know what? They get paid for their time. That's all I'm saying. I'm just asking what any other employees, what any other employee gets, which is paid for their time. If a company says you need to wait here at this customer until they unload you, whether that's 10 minutes or 10 hours, then that whole amount of time should be paid because you're being directed by the employer to wait there. That's all I'm saying. It shouldn't be, well, you're there at noon, but we're not going to pay you until 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever it is, and we're going to give you some small amount of money. So I don't like that. I just don't like it. Joan wants a huge taco. Is there a taco place down by you? There must be. Half full or half empty. You see room for improvement. Maybe we only dropped half the load there. The best jobs was when stores had their own trucks. Sears, Ward's, Marshall Fields. Oh, Kmart. Yeah, they all had their own trucks. Boy, those were the days. I drove for Montgomery Ward many years ago. How about that? And Ames. Remember Ames? I drove for Ames. That's right. I had a cab over. An international cab over, and I went from somewhere outside Chicago because I was living up there still. And that went to Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh, it was so long ago. The whole world was still black and white, by the way. So, yeah, absolutely. And I just went back and forth. You'd take load there and back and just back and forth. Their distribution centers for Ames. Al Johns is always passively looking. Well, I agree with that. I do think you should always keep your options open and always have an idea of what's in your area, what's around, because you never know when you might need to jump, maybe. So just like, okay, this is what's going on here right now, you know. Pigpen, goodness, a little donation for your travel fund. Congratulations on being invited to speak. Thank you very much. Goodness, I appreciate that. And we only have a few days left, and I'm hoping that somebody down there at the truck show does not come to their senses before Saturday and take me off the schedule. I'm actually hoping that nobody figures out, wait a minute. Who put this guy on the schedule? What if the ATA sees that schedule? Whoa, they're like, whoa, wait. Chris Spears like, what's this guy doing on here? So thank you very much for that. Greetings from Xenia, Ohio. Sandus Turner. All right, Xenia. Personally, I like your 1,000 a week, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off idea, Captain Cleaner Wiener. Yeah, what about that? What if you worked half the year for 1,000 a week and got paid 1,000 every week? That's another interesting idea. I enjoyed dream crushing. So you're in the perfect job there. Food grade is smoothbore, no baffles. Those are prone to slosh. Yeah, right, depending what it is. Milk, I can assume that like up here that advertises all the time at Fair Oaks Farms. I assume that's all sloshy. Mark, are Middle East Indians, foreigners taking over the industry? Those are so many they drive insanely. Well, everybody seems to drive insanely. I don't think I'm tailgated by people just because they're Middle Easterners. And I think the people you see a lot from the Middle East are probably from Canada. Okay, and they're Sikhs, so we're friends with them. And I don't know if foreigners have taken over the industry other than an MVT who hires people that don't speak English. I do think people can speak English. It's the law. That would be very nice. But it seems to be the whole industry is just driving crazy. Even with a flat, at least you know you're going to get paid at the end of the week. It's assurance even with long days during the week but are offset by short days. Yeah, even with a flat, right. Okay, so it's like a guarantee. I'll get this much money. So you know you're going to get the money at the end of the week. I agree. I don't want it to. I just think that if the company says go work this much, they should pay you this much. That's all. It's just easier that way. There's a taco place but no money. Oh, that's a problem. That is a problem. You're not going to be. I don't think you're going to be able to get a taco then. I miss Ames and Zares and Bradley. Oh, he's Zare, right? Zare. I worked at a Zare. That was many years ago. Never drove for him, but did drive for Ames. All gone now. Marshall Field, part of Chicago famous family field. Marshall, Soldiers, Meggs, and Wrigley, right? Pigpen and the Grateful Dead. Oh, farmers who lose a lot of money know when you bail. What about portable toilet in the truck? It's not for me. All right, I'm just not for it. Even, as they say, even a dog knows not to go where it sleeps. So no way for me. Some people use them and like them. Some make one out of a bucket. Some actually buy like an RV type portable toilet for the truck. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. I feel like you lose part of your humanity doing that. Like, not only do you have to sleep in a 24 square foot box, you also have to go to the bathroom in there and everything. Not for me. Going in the truck stop or whatever for me. I had a working Montgomery Ward snowblower until 2016. We had a Montgomery Ward microwave for many, many years set on the counter, long after they closed. And they still are a catalog, I think. I'm at the genealogy library in Corydon. Wow, I didn't know. Really? They have a genealogy library? Does it cover the whole state? The wife would love that. Or is it only for down there? It's funny when I'm at a DOT way station, DOT officers get pissed since they can't communicate with some of the folks. Well, you know what? They ought to write them a ticket. Or actually put them out of service, honestly, because they don't meet the qualifications to drive. That's what should happen. Okay, anybody that cannot communicate with the DOT officer is in violation of FMCSA regulations and should be put out of service until they comply. So they need to sit there and get, Rosetta Stone and learn English. And so in 3 months they can leave. I'm saving my money for mats. Oh, all right. I looked it up. I think it's $10 to park your car there. So, but free to get in. Greetings, Mark. I heard the Manhole is opening up a restaurant. What are they gonna be serving there? Well, they have a tent of roller wieners at Matt's. I bet there's somebody selling a roller wiener machine at Matt's that will have samples. I'm going to say, hey, how do I get a sample of this? A potable toilet is not drinkable. Do not drink from the toilet. If you're being tailgated, you have a moron behind you. Yes, absolutely. Come on, people, take wet wipes. You're no different than being out camping or fishing. Roger Penske. I don't camp or fish. So that's the thing. You can get fish at the store now. You don't have to go get your own fish. Forget the bucket. You can get fish at Long John Silver's. I'm not a toddler being potty trained. I've seen people that say, look, I just get a bucket and a garbage bag. And I'm like, the job's hard enough without me having to go to the bathroom where I sleep. I'm just not doing that. I'm just not doing it. It's bad enough the way the truck stops are in that, but then to have to go in your truck. Now, some women have actually written to me and said, look, Mark, it's safer for me to do this in the truck. And I'm like, well, I kind of get that for women, but I'm not doing it. Sad fact, there are only 3 Kmarts left in the U.S. in Long Island and Miami, Bergen County, New Jersey. That's too bad. The Kmart in Lafayette turned into an at-home store, which I assume is a front for money laundering because there's never anybody there, and it's a huge store. There's like 2 cars there. Mostly here, but they have state things as well. Really? I'll have to tell her about that. Bring your own wiener. That will be happening. Unfortunately, it's not bring your own deodorant, which it should be. Mark, I'm on vacation in Seattle, going to bars, working out, restaurants, and meeting chicks. Well, knowing I'm guaranteed my $1,100 on vacation. I've been here for 7 days. I'm in no rush. You sound like Steve Martin. Hey, what's happening, ladies? It's me. Great. Meeting chicks. I don't need no potty in my truck. Yeah, I know. I just can't do it. I'm like, holy mackerel. I got to sleep here, eat here a lot, work here, and go to the bathroom here. I mean, I might as well just live in here. So I just can't do it. Yeah, play smell my finger. Yeah, I mean, how about play smell the inside of my truck? I mean, no. For me, it's a no. I can almost understand the safety thing of it, but otherwise, I'm not carrying a toilet on the truck. High school or low school tailgaters, they're generally low school. Does the manhole have franchise opportunities? Yes, they're going to be expanding nationwide. They said franchise opportunities are available for nationwide opening of new manholes everywhere. Were you in the Army? I'm sure they trained you on how to poop without porcelain. Roger Penske, I was. And that is true, but it wasn't inside of a truck. Okay. Generally involved a shovel. So I guess you could do that in the back of the truck stop, but I'm just not going to go where I sleep. And even then, you didn't dig a hole and then sleep on top of it. I mean, right? Start using adult diapers to go the extra distance. I've heard of people doing that too. And I'm like, there's no way. This is where the guy from Too Simple, right? The CEO of Too Simple said that he's developing autonomous trucks because trucking takes away people's humanity when they live in a truck. And then here it is where people bring a bucket to go to the bathroom in or wear adult diapers. And so he's about right. We can't be doing that. I mean, we cannot be doing that. Oh, no. I asked what my breakdown pay was, but it's $50 a day for drivers who are not guaranteed. Oh, for not guaranteed, but you're guaranteed. Midlife trucker is late. Oh, no. Well, welcome. How's your wife feeling? Better. Thank you. She's doing much better. So that's good. No appointments this week for her. Ted Kennedy had a potty in his car. Very nice. And that's a nice reference to an obscure thing from years ago that almost no one even knows what you're saying now. So that worked out pretty good, I think. Oh, the FMCSA is looking for women to get on their Women in Trucking board and improve trucking opportunities and conditions for women. I would like to improve conditions for everybody, which I think would also improve in conditions for women. So how about that? So, but they want people to help out on the women's side of it. Midlife trucker Wiener text, I was late. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I see you at the truck show. I'm taking a bucket with me in my RV. It's just a 30-gallon. Wow. Yeah, if you fill up the one in the RV and need an extra bucket, wow. The guy said, I'll rather take $1,100 than $50 a day. So you're saying, though, see, this is the problem there, is that you're saying that regular road drivers there are getting $50 a day, and that's the problem. Okay, and really think about that. Can you imagine you're broke down, say, a week, and you get $50 a day on the road, and you're not home? You can easily make more than $50 a day at your own house. It should be more than that. Yes, I understand that it costs the company money. That's part of having an employee on the road. That's just part of it. You cannot give somebody $50 a day and then wonder why they don't stay at your company. Oh, not suggesting that anyone do it in the truck. It only takes a second to pull over and take care of business. No need to pee in a bottle. I agree. Right. It's just, I just can't do it. I mean, holy mackerel. I got to sleep in there too. That's why there are dual tires. See why you need duals and not super singles? Oh, also, farts get bad when you get really old. I'll take your word for that. A splash of hydrogen peroxide in the sleeper emergency honey jar makes a world of difference in the quality of the honey that gets produced. Oh, I guess now there's like tips on how to keep your sleeper smelling. I can't. RV type toilets should be standard equipment of walk-in sleepers. Oh, if it goes into like a composting or some kind of tank system, maybe. Al Johns, yeah, women need conditions improved, but so do men. I know. They're saying, well, how do we improve conditions for women? We improve conditions for everyone. That's how we improve conditions for women. When the conditions improve, it improves for everybody, right? A floating tide lifts all boats. I prefer the stalls in the rest areas where the guy next to you keeps going, phew. Especially the ones that are really tall, you know, where there's like a lot of leg room underneath there. I like how people who don't know the industry automatically assume we make $100,000 with Swift Night and Western because they advertise it. Western's advertising $130,000. They post it to some goofy reporter. They put it out there. Well, $130,000 can't get drivers. And then you go talk to Western drivers and they're not making, you know, $2,300 a week, $2,400. I guess drivers are just going to have to learn to self-catheter. Ugh. Wait till that day comes. There's more surveillance on a truck driver than there is in the office employees. Roger Penske. Yeah, it's not like the trucking company can't monitor what the truck is doing all the time. So they know, oh, you're going 45? Why are you going 45 here? This kind of thing. They totally 100% monitor you. This guy was complaining to me at a bar saying he lived through living problems with night for 20 years, not making much, and didn't enjoy truck driving. Why didn't you do something about it? Why would you stay 20 years at a place that's horrible? It's not like there's always been trucking opportunities. Always. Never stay 20 years at a place you don't like, no matter what it is. Strap the catheter bag to your ankle. Maybe, you know, the old Mac had a side vent. You could just put the tube right out the vent. I use Febreze small space to make the truck smell decent. All right, I put those little things in the vents of the truck. So I also have the air blowing out the vent. Truck always smells nice. I got them in the car, too. Your CDL driver, you have freedom. I don't know why some people stick around through BS for years. That's unfortunate. I can't speak on their mindset. I don't understand it. Even look, anything. I don't care what you're doing. You don't have to do it for 20 years if you don't like doing it. Go do something else. I mean, it's your life. You know, you're not a tree. Move, right? You're not stuck in one place. Go do something, whatever else you want to do with yourself. Yeah, nobody makes you stay. And I wouldn't want you working somewhere you didn't like because you're not going to be a great employee. You're not going to take care of customers. It seems like a company would want people that like working there. They'll do better. The company will prosper more. Everybody's better off with working like that. Chris, poor man's truck toilet funnel and a hose through the floor. Yikes. These are the stories that you hear, but I have yet to see a picture of this. Pink paint goes a long way. Oh, you paint the trucks pink? That'll attract women? I don't know about that. Kevin, I make $18.50 every 2 weeks at my current job. Will going into trucking be worth it? Yeah, because you'll make $18.50 every week, depending on where you go, going into your new job. So yes, it could improve your situation. It could, but you got to like doing it because, I mean, that was the number one complaint of people when I was training them, that they don't like driving. Do you like to drive? Oh, not really. I go, well, you may be looking at, maybe the wrong career kind of thing. So you got to really think, do I like to drive all the time? And seriously. Said he was only making 50 max with night. I said, what a bummer. Yeah, well, it is a bummer if he stays there. After you stay after a while, especially if you get experience, he has a year and then stays. I mean, he must enjoy it somehow. A pink pussycat goes a long way too, right? I miss the old hands. Everything as a personality contest with the new school. The old people had more stories to tell. When the lunch counters were open in the olden days, you could always go listen to a story or go sit at the TV room at the truck stop and go listen to some great stories. Like I always heard that guy that used to write the number on the back of his trailer in the dirt, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and then trucks that would go by would honk at that time like a wake-up call. I love that story. I'm like, oh, that's so quaint. Aren't y'all worried about the bucket toppling when having a double niche urinal? Yeah, what about that? What if you have some kind of spill issue? There's not enough hydrogen peroxide for that. Now what are we doing? I've always wanted to do it. Got my permit. Yeah, well, if you want to do it, do it. Let's do it. Is GP Transco still here? Duncan & Sons Container Work, custom colors on their Freightliners. 5 years, you can pick your own color. And there's pink. I've seen them. But would that attract people? I mean, any ladies on here, is the color of the truck what would bring you to a company? Like, we have pink trucks. Is that enough to attract you to a company? Or any color truck for anybody? Hey, we have green trucks or blue trucks. I mean, is that where you go work somewhere? I don't know about that. Would I like another color truck? Yeah. Our white fleet trucks are boring. But if somebody said, well, hey, Mark, come on over here. We'll give you a blue truck. I mean, that's not going to, I mean, like, okay. I mean, that's nothing to me. It's Mr. Plow. Thank you very much. I had to do number 2 in a truck once. It's an overrated experience. Wasn't that much fun. And plus, recommending closing the curtains in advance of this also. So thank you very much for that. My brother was asked why I don't have a game system in my truck. I said, I'm here to work and not play. Right. What are we doing? I've seen some of these ads. Oh, we have satellite TV, direct TV, and, parking view. You have TV when you're moving so you can record everything. How long am I going to be gone where I got to have satellite TV? I should be working or back at my house. U.S. Express allows you to bring your truck and trailer home. Pretty sweet. Yeah, some companies, if you have a place to park it, will let you take your truck home, and that's good too. That saves you a lot of gas in your car, so no commuting. I still say, though, I like leaving it at the terminal, so anything that needs to be done to it, services and stuff, can get worked on while I'm at home. But that's just me. People ask me all the time, they want to drive trucks for the money. They need to think about that. It's not an easy job. You should never do anything for the money. You should do something that you love to do, and then the money follows. How about that for Motivation Monday? I'd drive a pink truck if they pay good. Right. See, that's the thing. If they pay. It's not the color that's bringing it well. I better go drive there because they have a pink truck. I don't think that's going to attract anyone or not bring them. It wouldn't matter to me what color the truck was personally. It's all in the pay and the job. They can be pink or whatever color they want. My wife and I might be considering swapping roles, and I have an interview with Maverick. Do you know anything about him? I don't. Is it repeating these messages? I don't care what color it is as long as the money is green. Right. I want to work at a company no matter what color truck they have. Yeah, exactly. So you're like, oh, I can't work for you. You don't have a pink truck or whatever. I don't think that. And I've seen this through the years where companies do this kind of stuff where they have these colors, but I don't think that really attracts people to come there. I mean, ShipX is big on this. After 1 year, they'll wrap your truck. They'll put a wrap on it so it's custom for you. But does that make you stay? I don't know. Is it cool? It is. I saw a toilet seat built into attached to the receiver hitch for light duty pickups. Light duty, right. And there is it's called a bumper dumper, which I love the name of that. Bumper dumper. Know where to buy a reefer trailer? If you can find one, right? Just, you're going to have to look through every dealer in the country. Or you can come here to Lafayette. Wabash National is here. They're everywhere in town. Everywhere you look, there's thousands of trailers parked. I assume you just take one and leave with it. And please get them out of here. So, all vehicles owned by Mary Kay are pink. Look, if it pays good, I'm in. That's what matters. Is it a good job where it pays good? Fine, I'll deliver everybody's lipstick or whatever. Fine with me. The problem is that U.S. Express is a Tennessee company, so the closest terminal of the mechanic is Dallas. I'm in Vegas. What do they do? Just send your truck to like a TA for service or whatever? And U.S. Express doesn't have any terminals out there? It's a big place. I'm surprised. Not even a drop yard? Paul Vine, hello, brothers and sisters. They're offering $100 average income. Night shift starts at 3. That's early for a night shift, right? But I love doing nights, and maybe the stations will be closed. I had to do a number 3 in a truck. It wasn't mine and made for awkward eye contact when the driver woke up. Hey, what are you doing here? He goes, hey, you're that Cassius King trucking guy. Prime have the Jolly Rancher fleet. Jolly Rancher. Yeah, the trucks are different colors, which you get to pick out when you lease it, but that's not enough. That shouldn't be enough. I mean, it's great to have a nice, cool-looking truck, but that should never be the only thing. I don't mind because I can just take it into Freightliner. All right, so as long as I get it serviced. I just like leaving it so it gets all serviced. I go, here, this is bad. Move this switch or whatever, so it gets done when I'm at home. But if you don't have anywhere to park it and they'll let you take it, I'm in. Yeah, wrap the truck in $100 bills. How about the green? We want it in green. I have a pinball machine in my truck. That sounds loud. Think pink, let's get the party started. But that's not going to attract women or anybody. Glad I like white. Never had to buy a red truck. I would rather they weren't white just because there's so many white trucks on the road. That's why I don't buy a white car. Or they're all fleet cars or whatever. Just not getting it. I was on early and my timing was off with your live stream. Sorry for the repeat. Oh, it's no problem. I'm sure you'd see my early inquiries. Yeah, we think it's a good idea. You must have come on and then lost your feed. But yes, that is a legit pay. I don't know about you, but I'm a dude and pink is my favorite color. All right, well, nice. They have a yard in Ontario, but no mechanic. That's brilliant. Let's have a yard and no service at all for our trucks. I mean, I guess if they outsource it to Freightliner, I'd probably rather it was done at the dealer anyway, because at least the dealer's going to work on it. So as long as they service it, or not really, I don't care. They go a long time between services here, and it's not my truck. You know, I've gone 105,000 on an oil change here, and personally, I don't care. It's their truck. I tell them when it's ready, and they're all, oh, we're busy. We'll get to it. We'll call you when we're ready. Okay. Then 4 or 5 months later, they go, okay, we're ready for it now. Okay, I mean, it's your truck. There's nothing more I can do about it. How about yellow trucking with the letters in orange? Makes it stand out. Brilliant advertising. All of them at least are the same color. I used to love that yard in Ontario with the U.S. Express. Almost that good yard. I'd rather it had a shop. Something where you can get like at least lights and stuff. There's money to be made. I grossed $124 last year hauling cars. Oh, that's an interesting job. Home every weekend, a night or two during the week. The more you work, the more you make. White truck, white trailer, get away with everything. Yeah, it does blend in. It's heck not having a mechanic on site. Yeah, you can't even get a light or whatever. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Aren't company mechanics not actually certified mechanics? Yeah, they probably are certified, but I'd still rather have the dealer do it. I mean, I take my car to the dealer, even though there's independent shops that are probably certified. I still rather go to the dealer. A white truck isn't diverse enough. Well, ours are filthy most of the time with rust on the wheels. So at least we get them diversified that way. You know, I don't know about hauling cars, but Jay does. How about that? We can talk to Jay at Auto Transport Intel, by the way. And GP Transco is here today. Check out GP Transco. You know, you want to get respected in trucking and not have a white truck, probably. Although color not guaranteed. Don't say Mark guaranteed it. GP Transco is here. Thank you for coming in here today. Fleet Nav Systems was here today. Thanks you for being here and answering our Geotab questions. And Cash is King Trucking. He's live all the time. And Trucking with Diabetes. He's in the red this week by $9,000. Wow, we're going to need to figure that out. Yeah, I have to get some kind of GoFundMe going for that. Yikes. And our sponsor today, of course, Hawk. For the man who reaches higher, it's Hawk. Right. So I'm going to be heading out back to where I'm going and seeing what they have in store for me for this few days this week. I'm not sure I'll get the job despite 20 years. I've been out of trucking for a stretch. You know, explain that to them. Say, look, you got all this experience. You just got a little bit of time off. This is what happened. You want to get back in it, and we're ready to go. And now you got somebody, your wife is going to be there on our end, so that's what we're doing. Look, we can always, and go in there like you own the place. Huh. I like white trucks. They blend in when I allegedly do illegal things. If you're only allegedly, of course, we would never do illegal things. But if you did, they do blend in. Well, it was a white truck and trailer. I wear U.S. Express appeal and figure people. Sure. We'll look for that money. I'll tell you what, you ought to recruit people into that. That is very good. And they should advertise that because that's the kind of thing that people want to know about. They're advertising these over the road, 48, 50 cent things. And they should advertise that. People would be willing. I bet there'd be people willing to move to Vegas for that kind of job. Oh, thank you very much. I will have a wiener. Yeah, they make fun of you, but you're on a 75-cent account. Don't worry about people making fun of you. Never care what other people think. They don't pay your bills. So they don't pay your bills. So that never matters what other people think, really. That's how everybody's held up in their life, is always worrying, oh, what is somebody going to think? It doesn't make any difference. Trust me, Hawk is the best tasting cologne on the market. Yikes. Protected. All you really need to change is the oil filter. Well, hey, if it's not my truck, when I tell them it's due, and if they want to do it or not, okay. If they don't want to do it for $100,000, I mean, I don't own the truck. I don't change my car oil every 3 years or whatever. It gets done regularly, but I don't own the truck, so I can't make them do it. That's all I can say about it. I can't care more about the truck than they do. It's their truck. This is why I'd never recommend people buy old company trucks. My son is Old Crow. Maverick has beautiful equipment like Pilot. They only deliver fuel to their own stations, which I love. It's a good night shift that starts at 3. It's local and home every day. That's all you want. $100,000, $100,000 home every day, nights, fuel. I mean, everybody's going to need it, so you don't have to worry. It's like food almost. It's not like they're going to be no fuel. Roger Penske, I don't know about that. But we're going to head out as it is anyways. Let's see. Oh, IDI Ford V8 was here first, and then we had President George H.W. Bush, who will probably be at the truck show giving a speech. I will say anybody that's at the truck show, FMCSA will be there. Go to the Mid-America Truck Show website. The whole list of what's going on. The FMCSA is going to be there. Pete Buttigieg is going to be there. I'm actually going to go try to say hi to him. I don't know if you can walk right up to him or not. We're both from Indiana, so that should be interesting. And I will see everybody at the Pavilion Food Court at 2 p.m. Friday. All right, that's what we're going to go for, and to say hello to everybody. I'll be speaking Saturday at 11:15 a.m., a hour-long seminar on making the most out of your logs to make the most money, because we're still paid by the mile, so we want to get the most out of our log legally to make the most money. So that's how we're going to do that. And hopefully they'll let me speak for the whole hour, and if I'm lucky, maybe I get to come back next year. So if they don't figure out what they've done. John Z. Black, thank you for being here today. Dark 688, look, let me know how that goes. I hope that goes good for you there. Always be positive, right? Juan, thank you for being here. Young Siles, hey, that you got a really good deal there. Believe me, compared to what the letters I get, you're doing great there. Wear their stuff proudly. It's Mr. Plow, thanks for being here. Chris, thank you for being here. William Richardson, all right, thank you for being here today. Tommy Cash was here today. I appreciate it. Michael Swift was here today. So let's see where I'm going up here. Oh, right. Let's see. Oh, Paul Vines was here today. Right. Thank you for coming in. Roger Penske. It's good to see you. Dan Romanov. Love it. Mr. Somewhere was here. Joan Harper. I'm going to tell my wife about that library. That's pretty interesting. Thanks for that. And we'll see you at the truck show. And anybody else that's down there too. And Luke1234 was here. Captain Cleaner Wiener was here today. And we're going to have to head on out. And Chris, thank you for being here. And we'll see what's going on there. There should be some videos and stuff. And then truck show Friday, Saturday. It's already here. It's already here. Are you ready for it? All right. Well, we're going to be there. And I hope to see everybody there. Otherwise, be safe. And we'll see you on the next video.